Thanks for all coming out to another week of D&D action with our Walmart Critical Role. It's still going hot. We keep showing up, so that's fantastic. We want to welcome Emily to the table this week.
Welcome, Emily.
Hopefully you have a good time. If you don't, that's okay. You don't have to come back. There's no pressure. We are inside water deep. Last time...
We're in the water.
No, we're not.
You could say we're deep in the water. Huh?
Well, we're not, though.
But you're not yet.
The more you say that, the more he rolls for hell. Don't say it.
It's part of my character.
So this unlikely group of characters entered the Yawning Portal Inn. They ended up seeing a little roughhousing going on and decided to intervene. When they did that, a troll came out of the Mad Mage's well, and you ensued a battle. The battle went well in your favor, except for our good friend...
You do it.
I know, it's Chernuk, right?
No.
Chernuk?
Charnock.
Got used to the new name. I didn't have my name sheet in front of me today, so that's my fault. Let's just.
Oh, you have the cones.
What's that? I have it phonetically on the front page, so there we go. Let's bring that back.
Just gotta keep that page open.
Okay. So, you did survive almost falling down a 200, 300, 400 foot well.
Nothing at all.
And then the great Volo got all of you to do a search for him. He's lost a friend down by the Skewer Dargan
Yes.
Inn, tavern. That's where his friend last went missing. And you were all being directed there by this nice young tiefling. Did they get your name yet? I believe everyone introduced yourself. Yes,
They know my first name.
Tyrion.
It's Tyrion.
Who works down in the docks district, and he's familiar with the tavern, and he's going to bring you all down there. As you were, the captain of the guard informed you all about the rules of Waterdeep. You then went on your way to see what's in store. So, as you guys are exiting the tavern right now, what is everybody doing?
I mean, I'm just walking.
Wait. Are we outside yet?
Yes, everybody is now filing outside.
Okay,
the guards are sort of going away.
Before we go outside, I'm gonna take my swords that are in my scabbards and put them like crossed on my back,
Okay.
and then put the cloak over it so that they're not showing.
Okay.
Just so that we don't run into as much trouble.
Yeah, people stop giving you looks
And I'll just
stuff.
walk around with my loot instead, just strumming it out. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. You still might get looks, but the look
I'll
might
still get
deter
looks,
them.
but like I want
Okay. Fantastic.
better looks, not the
All right. Everybody else, anything interesting going on?
I'm gonna walk right next to my tiefling friend.
I don't know how I normally carry the longbow or what I do, but it's
normally
gonna be hidden.
Yeah, it's normally hidden behind you anyway. You're
Okay, so I'm good.
yeah.
I'm not gonna cause riots in the street. Right
No, definitely not.
Get a blanket.
I'm gonna turn. Okay, go ahead, Ryan. Yep.
I'm gonna try to clap along with Tellius's music.
All right. That is definitely low profile mid-afternoon. Going through the snowy streets of Waterdeep. There's snow piles around. You can see your breath right now as you guys are being walked down to the War District. Oh, I have the map on here. Oh, it's so great. That's why I did this. I have it on my computer now, so I don't have to worry about things. What's that?
Should I take this off?
What's off?
Oh, I thought you were gonna put it there.
What, no, screw you. No, I get to look at it. Not you. No, you don't get to know the things I know. No. So,
Wow. Yeah, my apologies.
Dang.
a message from the gods.
While
Phones off during D&D or you'll have to leave.
Oh, God. Yeah, okay.
He's part of the guard. He's one of the boys in blue.
it's part of the squad.
Okay, so you guys are now going down. Let me just get...
Could you
Wait, what about Shalmir?
Yeah, Shalmir, what are you up to?
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to the group and say, before we head to the docks, I would like to find a blacksmith. Tyrion, do you know of one?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's see. There's probably a few. So I'd say let's go to one that's kind of on the way to the docks.
Sure.
Very well, lead the way.
Insight check.
You can if you want. You can if you
I mean,
want.
go for it.
It's pretty shifty.
Oh, dude, that's a 20.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's 17.
17.
Oh, okay. All right.
I wear my emotion on my face. Like, I'm not hard to read at all.
I don't think he's hiding anything.
I just wanted to roll.
All right.
Well, yeah.
There's two blacksmith shops. One is actually inside the
Crawl under there.
the docks district, dock ward. There we go. Ward dock. What is it called? Yeah, dock ward.
Stockboard.
Thank you. And the other one is inside the. Okay. Well, interactive maps don't like to be collapsed. Okay. The trades ward. So the trades ward is actually where you live. So you're familiar with both locations. The trades ward is due east from where you guys are right now, about a 10-minute walk, which would be sort of out of your way. The blacksmith would be in the dock ward, would be where you're trying to go right now to the tavern is about a 15-minute walk away. But like if you take a couple lefts and rights, you'd end up with the one inside the dock ward.
Yeah, I'd say, just because I'm biased, I'm just gonna go to the one towards the dock ward, just because that's where I spend most of my time.
Right.
So, I'm more familiar with them.
Okay.
So,
Off we go then.
All right.
And I lead them on the way.
What's your passive perceptions?
16.
probably
16, 11.
Give me 1 second.
Where's Dell when you need him?
Well,
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's actually 14.
Passive
You have a
perception
higher
16.
passive
16.
perception than I do.
16!
13.
13.
16!
I need everyone to make a perception check.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, that's really good.
That's not
10.
16!
6.
25.
Oh my! He sees everything.
If
party
Oh
four.
no! Oh no! What was that?
That was totally your thing.
Oh, it's okay. I don't. Those are getting in the way at this point. Can I see that? Oh no! It just came right
It
out.
just
Oh,
kind of like
good.
came
Oh,
out.
that
It just
sounded
sounded
like-
awful.
It sounded awful. Emily, could you make a stealth check for me?
Jesus.
you're gonna be a carpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do this.
totally fine.
My
So just
perception was a 17.
Take a d20 and roll
Maximum
it.
pressure on that.
Whoops. I don't know my own strength.
So 16
19.
plus 3.
19.
19.
All right.
Stealthy.
So,
Stealthy gal.
despite being distracted by Tullius's bard music as strange glances are being looked at you, and all the guards are very aware of your presence, and you're getting lots and lots of looks as you're being paraded through the
Hello.
dock ward, Ulyrus seems to notice someone trailing your group of people.
Oh, man.
You can do anything you want with that, Ryan. You could say nothing, and I could continue, or you can roleplay. Up to you.
Oh man.
Did you say, like, she's definitely following us, or she's just behind us?
It seems like the past couple blocks, this individual keeps coming the same way you are. You're not getting a good look at the individual either, but it seems like you're being followed.
I'm gonna lean over to Telius while he's playing and just be like, I think someone's following us.
Oh Jesus. We're walking to the docks.
Yep.
That we are. I'm just gonna keep going. But I'm gonna like in my peripherals, kind of like see what she's doing.
I never said it was a she or a he.
People all around us.
It's 2018, Ryan. Gosh.
He did roll high, but
Helping out
She might be playing a guy character. You don't know.
That's true.
Sexist. Unbelievable, Ryan.
Helping out Volo.
I don't blame her for not coming back after that. Jesus. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, tell it to the choir.
Charnock likes donuts.
Charnock?
Charnock.
Charnock, I got it right.
Charnock. So where are you from?
Well, I said earlier, I don't remember the voice for him.
It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want.
Doing great.
I said earlier, I don't really know the name of the place that I'm from, but I know that I was on a boat, and it took me about 6 months to get here.
He's a pirate.
I don't know, I'm not a pirate.
Tony a pirate.
I really didn't like being on that boat. It was terrible. It was small, it was cramped. It's not fun.
Maybe he's a sailor.
He's not a sailor.
He obviously did not like the water,
Yeah, he's.
or at least being on the ship.
He doesn't seem to have the demeanor of a sailor.
He's the landlubber.
So did you come from the west or from an island?
I have no idea. I just got on the boat that said was going to the right place, and I have no idea.
You don't know and I don't know. High five.
How long have you been in Waterdeep?
Only a few days, right?
Like a few hours.
He just landed.
I just got here, and I went to the bar and got food, and that was it.
So you just landed here.
Like, just now.
Oh,
Right on.
nice.
So, why is the ground all white here?
Who wants to explain this one?
I'll explain. So, when you're in a cold environment,
DM.
instead of
I'm
Let
gonna.
me stop you
Can I
stop
make a
you right
snowball
there.
while this is happening?
What's an environment?
Like a few.
area,
I just give him a very question.
when you're in an area that is very cold,
All right.
instead of rain, the rain freezes and makes snow. And this snow on the ground is always
As
You don't know what freeze means. I don't.
As
Just gonna keep it on.
as he's
really
getting
small.
as he's getting this explanation, I'm gonna throw a snowball at him.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check. You can have a dexterity saving throw.
With advantage because of that thing.
Uh huh.
That's
10.
15.
The snowball, as you're packing it up and you go to throw one, Charnook feels it coming toward him, but it's not so much a dodge as he gets a whiff of some of the local donut stands inside Waterdeep.
Those like donuts.
And you start seeing all the street vendors outside, and Tyrion's taking you through all these twists and turns, and it's really tightly packed inside the dock ward. It's almost getting like less and less sunlight because of how close everything is packed together. And with all the snow and all that, the heat has almost come up, and you see the snow piles have sort of come down a little bit, and there's all these little stands set up, and some people are even have their shops like built into their houses, sort of like, have you ever seen Paris and how they have some of those shops, or any city shops really, where you could almost like walk right up to a butcher place. There's no door needed to get into it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of those all set up, and there's little fires going and stuff like that. The snowball goes awry and smacks into a storefront, but
What kind of store is it?
the storefront, this one seems to be just knickknacks and doodads.
Knickknacks.
And it has a giant like horseshoe, an upside down one, and give me a perception check.
Natural 19 plus 6, 25.
It says Helian's Knickknacks, and it's got all these like hand-stitched knickknacks inside the door, some dolls and stuff like that, and boats, mainly children's toys.
Doesn't really pique my interest.
Fair enough.
Can you tell me
What was that?
what?
Why'd you throw that at me?
Oh, trying to demonstrate the effect of snow on the flesh.
All right.
Try it. I'll pack another one up and throw it at him. very lightly.
Allow it to hit. My strong pectoral muscle.
All right.
What's it feel like?
You have a coat on, so
I'll throw it at his face.
you're gonna throw it at his face. Right. So as it hits your face, for the first time ever, you feel a sensation colder than the coldest waters you've ever felt. That's the best way Charnook can describe how cold this is. It's like those waterfalls back home that were underground that really could get the earth's chill to it, maybe on those really cold nights where it was like maybe 80 degrees. The water would get a little cold down to like the 70s. And this seems so much colder, like this much colder. That's a lot.
Wow. That is the most cold thing that I have ever felt in my life.
I'll use prestidigitation and like clean his face from all the snow.
Okay.
Just real quick. Just-
I think
No
one
problem.
of the most enjoyable things about this game is how often Justin's gonna have to say prestidigitation.
Dude, I can't. There's no way. There's no way. I'm never
We'll
gonna
get it one
learn.
at a time.
One, but that's it.
That's it.
Final boss fight.
Are there any other shops or anything cool like that nearby, or are we just?
On your way right now, it's more a food district where you're
Okay.
in right now. There's not the really cool, neat shops. They're here. There's tons of them.
Okay.
But not the area you're going right
Can
now.
do I notice the donut shop, or do I smell any like cool food or sweets or anything like
I mean,
that?
it's like right across the street. I mean,
Okay.
he turned his head towards it. So there's all sorts of like dough being made, and you can see like people working with it and doing the whole process of making donuts. And they have their own little like fire kiln outside, and they're putting them in there to bake this stuff. And a couple people, kids, kind of tugging on mom's shirt, pointing over to it.
like
to buy
bakeries,
some.
anything like that.
Yeah, it's there's some next to them. That's basically a setup stand outside a bakery.
Okay.
That's not.
I'm gonna go to the bakery then.
Okay.
And
Jump.
Okay. So you two cross the street. As,
yeah, hold up, guys. I need. I'd like some pastries.
okay.
Very well. Be quick then.
Right.
I would like some pastries as well.
Come one, come all. The more, the merrier.
Okay. So as you all arrive at this pastry shop.
I'm gonna stand outside.
Okay.
Same.
I will stand with them.
All right. So the three of you
So
are
it's just
standing
me,
guard,
Ohana,
almost
and
like
Lyris.
runners.
Not
Fantastic.
standing guard. I'm just kind of like standing on on the sidewalk kind of thing. Like,
Sure.
just at
I'm just gonna keep talking to them about how weird snow is.
Okay. Give me a moment. I need to do.
I'm gonna lean over to the shallow meal, and I'm just gonna be like, they really should have gone to the one over there. They're a little bit more trustworthy on the ingredients.
I see. Well, it might be funny then.
Oh boy.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't
So
care.
you see this big thumbs up and a winking guy, and it says Rawmate's Bakery on it, and the Rawmate is like curved this way and then curved underneath. And I need the three outside to make a perception check, and
Okay. Away with you guys. That is a 4 for me.
No good. Yeah, this one's doing wonders today. It's hard to read.
Ryan, where'd you go?
17. No,
Where'd I go?
just 15. I don't have anything.
Where did you
I'm
go?
here.
16 you said. All right, and then
15.
14.
14. Okay.
Wait, no. I'm sorry. 18.
18. Okay. As you all are standing outside, you see a couple guards start coming up to you at this point, and Shalmir could have sworn he saw an onlooker watching him at this point when they started to set up shop outside of Ralmate's Bakery. But the guards coming over kind of blocks your vision. You don't really get a good look at what's going on. And the three guards come up to you and they start, "What's this about?
Hello?
What's going on here?"
What do you mean?
You know how times are in the city right now. There's quite a lot going on with the the underground, as we like to say, and we don't like people standing on curbs in groups. I think that's pretty understandable here in Waterdeep.
Ah,
I was waiting for our friends here.
my mistake. Yeah, we have a group. They're inside just buying some sweets. We're on our way down to the dock.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for being so easy to work with, and as soon as your friends get out, just please sonder off. We don't want any of the locals getting upset or, wondering if another one of those incidents are going to occur.
Absolutely,
course.
no worries.
All right.
Have a good day, sir.
And he tips his gigantic hat. he walks back across the street, has like a little horse and carriage starts going by. He sort of waves to them, and they're like going to stop. He's like, "Oh no, you!" And that goes. He's in a real chipper mood after that scenario, that exchange.
Great.
Inside the bakery, you see basically. One side, just to your right, all these glass cabinets and stuff showing all these different breads. It's mainly breads, but they have some raisins inside them as well. It doesn't seem too fantastic. There's not really any chocolates or anything, but the breads itself are all designed in intricate shapes, so like croissants and stuff like that. But some of them are actually in the shapes of animals, and some of them are just standard loaves of bread. And you see this Mario-like mustache, like sweeper-like mustache man, just coming out and tossing up some dough right now as he's trying to get in it, even though that's not how you make bread dough, tossing it, but that's how he does it. He's pretty... Make a perception check. Yeah, inside the shop.
25.
You're pretty sure he doesn't know what he's doing. And you don't know where you are or what you're doing, but you're pretty sure he doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, I'm only a 7.
7, okay. The shop itself smells delicious. This is really nice. Who else is in here? Yeah.
I'm in here.
Yeah. What'd you roll for a perception check?
Oh, perception?
Yep.
Ooh, that's terrible.
Ooh.
8.
8. This looks like a clean establishment.
Oh boy.
All right.
This place is great.
So, what do you... As you enter the shop, you see him. Hello there! How are you doing? You take a sample of anything you want. Go ahead, go on over.
Do you
I'm
have
gonna take one of every sample.
As you reach over, just the one, just one sample, please. You can see the sweat dripping into the
All right,
bread.
so I'm gonna back off and really think about my decision now.
Okay, all right. Only you notice the sweat.
Delicious.
Do you do you have any? I'll point to the one that the sweat dripped in
Yeah.
and say, you Lyris, take that one. It looks really good.
You do not notice the sweat on the bread, but you do notice how it's cut in a way that reminds you of home, and there are some raisins on it. Yes.
I'll take one of those and I'll point to the one where the sweat landed on.
Oh, fantastic. He's like, oh, perfect. He grabs it, puts it in this
that looks
little
good.
bag, brown paper bag thing going on here. And he's just, that'll be a 1 copper.
Smells fantastic. And then I'll give him a copper.
Oh, he takes the copper, and he puts it in his shirt. No, there's a cash register. You can clearly see it, but he doesn't put it in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna immediately start eating this bread.
Okay. What check would that be? All right, you start eating the bread, and it's fresh, it's warm. The raisins taste really well, but you get a cup. It feels a little juicy, and bread's not typically juicy, so that's a little strange, and you gag a little bit, but it still tastes like fresh bread.
Undercooked, yeah.
There was like a whole roller coaster of. So
What
what are you
happens
doing?
at every bite? I bite again. I'm like,
Excuse me, sir.
next bite I do the same thing.
Okay.
What was your name again?
Oh, as you may see, and all of a sudden you notice all around the shop, his name is plastered literally everywhere in every design possible. It's Ralph, mate. It's a Ralph mate's bakery.
Can I call you Ral?
No, I'm a Ralph mate.
Ral mates. Do you have any tarts?
We have a bread.
All right.
And if I must say, sir,
Yeah.
this is one of the most unique and delicious breads I've ever had.
Could you say that again? He leans up and he gets some chalk and there's a big board with customer quotes on it in the background. Some was like, pretty good. Some was like, okay. One's like, I liked it. and he gets the quotes. Could you say that again?
This is the most unique and delicious bread I think I've ever had.
Underlines that,
God.
and he's misspelled a whole bunch of that shit. Like, there's U and then like NIQ, unique. In this whole, closes that down. Thank you very much. You're making me very happy.
Okay, I'm gonna just, I'm really looking for something sweet, and I don't think you guys have, you guys don't have anything other than bread, yeah?
Oh no, sweet bread.
I really don't want bread.
No, you want the sweet bread.
All right, I'm just gonna walk out. I don't want to deal with this man.
All right, so you walk out. What are you doing, you Iris? Are you
I'm
still
just
eating the
continuing to eat
bread?
my bread.
Okay, you're still working through it. Orhana, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna get one like small normal loaf of bread.
Okay, so he comes up with a plate of cookies. And they're all chocolate chip cookies on top, and they have all these like gummy like concoctions on top. It's very strange for this man to have such colorful things on top of the cookies when everything else is just bread and raisins basically in here. And you see him, puts it back under. He comes back up. Little one, do you want some bread?
Yes, please.
Which one would you like?
This one. It's just normal.
Okay, he grabs the normal bread. It'll be a 1 cup. And he puts it in a little bag and hands it over.
Thank you. And I take a bite.
You taste this bread, and it tastes warm and way better than the rations you had on, like, you remember living off of garbage going from where you came from to Neverwinter. So this is so refreshing to taste something that seems really well baked.
Okay, good.
As you finish up yours, Eulyris,
Yes.
as you get to the bottom of the loaf, it starts to like get really weird and crumbly, and there seems to be something off at the bottom of the bread there.
Usually, mainly this one.
I'm making it's just crumbling everywhere. I'm sorry, I'm making a mess.
Oh, no worries. A mess means a good eat. All right, you guys
it's the
take
same
care
as this,
of.
actually.
And as he
It's
comes
more
over
like
this
I
thing
can.
to sweep up the bread, he's almost like sweeping you out the door.
Not used.
All right.
If you don't have
Have one for day. Closes the door on you guys.
All right, are we all set?
Yeah, I'm really just looking for, you're a local, right, Tyrion?
Yeah.
Right, I'm really looking for some sweets, tots, specifically.
Well, actually, if we just head down the road a little bit, we're gonna backtrack just a tiny bit, but there's a shop down the road that I actually quite like.
Oh, lovely, can we go there, Shalmir? I don't want to interrupt your blacksmith,
Very well.
adventure.
Yes, I am in no rush, but you do understand that we are on a quest.
Right, of course, we're looking for, Floon, right.
Hard cut to Volo in the bar.
Excuse me.
Oh,
I
Hello.
don't mean to be eavesdropping, but I heard that you guys were on a mission of some sort, and I was looking for a bunch of adventurers who I might be able to join on some adventures so I can
Right.
get better at using my fighting abilities.
as you see this
Hello?
this young elven woman
What?
approaching the group, would you like to describe your character, Emily?
What?
Would you like to describe your character?
Oh, okay. I am an elf. And I have long blonde hair.
Okay, I can see it, yeah.
And I'm like 77 years old.
I can see it.
is like
Really young for an
Oh.
elf.
Actually, yeah.
teenagerish
That's
years.
young for an elf.
Yeah,
It's very young for an elf, yeah.
Oh damn.
yeah, that's like nothing.
Like 500.
Oh crap.
Two, like, sometimes.
And I have a pretty white dress.
Aww.
Oh.
All right.
Then,
What can you do?
Who are you?
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
Okay.
have
Nice.
a
Okay.
Can't see the camera. Gotta move this thing so I can see my camera. Okay.
There it is. Dang.
Ah.
I'm gonna do a
That's
mock-up
better.
of
That's
mine.
much better. All right.
Dang, I'm gonna do a mock-up of mine. That's crazy. Except I can't draw.
Yeah, same.
Mine would be a stick drawing with holding a knife.
Right. So what did you say your name was?
my name is Giovanna,
Giovanna.
Ivana?
Right.
Um,
Right.
and I have a little art shop in this area.
Art. Art.
Oh, wait, what shop?
Rock sculptures, etc.
Rock sculptures.
I
Right.
can see why I'm not super familiar with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Tyrion, you have heard of this newcomer, and since you've been here for quite a while, you did hear about this shop, piquing the interest of some of the nobles recently, and you're starting to make the connection here.
Well, yeah, like, I recognize it, but, like, it's not anything I'm interested
No,
in. So
definitely not.
Like, I heard it, and I was like, oh, cool.
All right, Giovanna. So we just fought a troll. You know what that is?
You would know what that is, yes.
Right. So why don't you show us a little sample of what you can do?
Maybe let's best hold that off for a
No,
little bit.
no,
You understand
keep
this
it off
thing
the
is
street.
underwater.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is
Keep it off the streets.
This is not the place to go showing off in the middle of the streets.
I'm
With,
just
whatever
asking.
Sword play, bow play.
Sword play. Oh,
Yo.
If we wanna do some
surely
fighting,
you
we can go
jest.
back to the bar.
Surely you jest. I was merely suggesting an acrobatic display of some sort, or maybe a might display.
I mean, if,
Highest
if
passive
that's
perception.
your skill
Do I?
set.
No, who did? I think
I think I-
Shalmir did, or do you have a passive?
I have 16.
Who does anybody have a higher
I do.
passive perception of 17 or higher?
No.
Nope.
Shalmir.
So as you're saying this, you can see across the.
Urza.
Who is? Oh yes,
That's hilarious.
So actually, you see as this is happening, Yavanna sees 3, 4, 5 city guards starting to look at this giant group outside the shop now as this weird bard his hands are going everywhere and everyone else is like and you see the guards sort of looking at one of and the other one's like and it's the one that came up to you guys and they're all starting to you can see a little bit of a worry coming across the guard's face across the street right now. You have no idea, your back is to them.
Oh Christ!
Only you can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We should probably, like, get out of the street here. Let's go over to my shop.
Shop.
Well,
Right.
well,
Right. You
ooh,
said.
yes.
Well,
Right.
actually, we're just on
I was
the road
looking for
to-
some bakeries.
Just
Yeah.
on the way. What's the name of the shop I'd like to go to?
The one you'd like to go to?
Yeah.
It's Sweets and Treats.
Sweets and
I-
treats.
let's head our way towards Sweets and Treats. Actually, that's where we're looking to
That's
go
a
right
lovely
now.
name. Sweets and treats. I love it.
Sweets and Treats. How far away is that from your shop? So that's in the dock ward, right? Sweets and Treats for you.
Sweets and treats.
I'm pretty
I
sure
like sweets.
you live in the
very
castle
much like
ward.
treats.
Excuse me. Unless did I tell you differently?
Do you like treats?
Emily? No, Emily, not you.
I prefer my meats.
You prefer meat?
Did I
look
tell you
like a
differently?
meat
I'm not sure if I
kind of
actually
guy.
specified that to you.
I'll get you some meat tonight. If you want it.
Excuse me?
He was all in me was like, was that a euphemism? But the charm out of me is like, I have no idea what he's talking about.
I'd like some
I'll buy you
meat.
dinner.
Yeah.
Like you.
I'm okay with that considering he's broke right now, pretty much. Aside from the money we literally just got.
Charnock, that's not the meat he's talking about. Just,
We're good.
just ignore him.
That's what it's called.
That's
Any
your.
different.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
shop,
your
yeah.
home. I don't think I gave it to you, Emily. So for right now, we can work that out later. But your shop and you live in the castle ward, which is about a 20-minute walk from where you guys are north in the city.
I'm gonna kind of just lead the group and kind of start walking my way towards Sweets and Treats.
Sure. So you
We don't
guys.
walk next to Tyrion.
Onwards and upwards.
All right. So you guys are all now in your wonderful new band of jolly men and women.
I'm gonna click my heels as we walk,
Okay.
like a leprechaun-esque.
People just keep giving you guys the strangest looks. Let me tell you.
Do I notice any of the looks?
Yeah, you do. This isn't hard to tell that some
Is
people
there-
are like, whoa, as they're looking at your face.
Is there something on my face? People keep looking at it.
Are you
I think you got a dirt mark.
Oh, right. How about now?
You look great.
Thanks.
So you go down.
Pristine.
I do want to add, because it never really came up before, but I didn't fully describe my character earlier.
Sure.
So now that you guys kind of have a moment to take notice of this tiefling, just kind of like a standard kind of dark brownish cloak, just something easy to move around in. But there's something off about him. Most of you can't quite place it on a single glance.
And just as
You're
that
purple,
thought
right?
starts crossing your mind, he takes you down a right turn onto Adder Lane, and you see this beautiful sweets and treats.
Sweets and treats.
Has all these like purples and blues and these. There's cookies on one side, one big cookie, and like an ice cream looking object on the other side. Ice cream to us, to them, it would be like cold treats.
Yes.
And so custard, yeah, and all that is there under sweets and treats in a nice like straight. Unlike the other shop where it's like this big circular arc, this one's very straight and like almost like a stamp you'd press down. It's wooden and has glass windows. Once again, that seems this town has taken to display cases to try and get people into their shops, and that seems very common no matter where you are. But you'll notice there's actually bars on here because you guys seem to be in a rougher part of town.
All right.
Alrighty, and I'm just gonna like kind of fast walk into the door.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
You hear the jingles, ching ching, and you see a halfling standing on top of a little stool as they have all these baking sheets they're putting into these giant like fires and stoves and kilns all the way
Alright.
around. And you, as they're saying, "Be with you in a moment," as she's putting it in, you see this big, burly.
Burly.
Where's the? Everyone gets to
It's
be
just a
burly these
bakery,
days.
dude.
Aren't we all?
This big,
Eating is exhausting.
this big burly drow walk through.
Oh boy. Drow.
He comes through. He is ripped all the way through. He's got all these intricate tattoos.
Not
He's
bad.
got scars all
trying to
over
turn
his
life
face.
around.
Easy kill, all right. Easy. I don't think Chernok knows what turning your life is around. All right, yep.
okay.
But he starts coming through, and you see him just like, "Good afternoon. How are you? What can we do you for?" "Tyrion, good to see you."
Hi there. How are you?
What can you do me for?
His name you would know is oh, I had it.
You could do me for approximately 1 copper.
Uh,
I'm very cheap.
Quen. His name's Quen. That's spelled Quynn. Quen.
Okay. Ewan. I think today I'd like to go with just a classic sweet roll.
Oh, wonderful. They just came out fresh for you. You see him reach
Yes.
down. You see him actually, he puts on like these mittens and stuff like that as he reaches into the fire. And it's funny because they look oversized to the halfling, but they look tiny to the drow. So whatever these were built for, it's not them, but they're making do. And you see he reaches over right on like there's a like warm plate that they have, and he takes it off and he goes, "You can have the pick of the lot," as he reaches over and gives you
I'm
like
gonna
the
reach for
low
one
bar.
that's like right in the center.
Perfect. You see, it's like think Skyrim sweet roll, but it's got like an extra drizzle of. There's like the frosting, the white frosting, but it's also got like this caramel on top of it as well. As he hands that off to you, "That'll be the standard 1 copper."
Awesome, thank you. And I hand it to him.
You know, "Thank you very much." And he goes over to the machine, ting, and drops it right in. Anybody else would like a treat?
Ah, yes.
I'll take one.
What do you guys want?
I'm gonna get what he had.
Oh, here you go. He reaches over.
It's on me.
I'll take one as well.
Oh, you're gonna clear us out today. You hear that?
3 sweet rolls.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean the play is
Right,
there's
no,
5.
I just-
Everyone's taking one.
Okay. Could I get? Do you guys have any tarts?
Tarts, of course we do. Sarsa, you hear that? You got some tarts?
How many do you guys have? I'd like a baker's dozen.
All right. Haven't seen your lot around here before. As everyone's taking them,
They're new in town.
Yes.
are they now?
Yes, my name's
Yeah,
Tellius.
apparently people are traveling the water deep.
How
I don't
many?
know.
How many? Just the one? Okay, you're just
Enjoying it,
enjoying
right?
it. All right.
My name's Tellius. It's been a while since I've seen an elf, a drow around here
Oh, nice.
in my lifetime. Yeah, it's been a while.
Name's Ewan.
Ewan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. What brushes you into this part of town? Well, that'd also be 6 copper for the lot
6
of you.
copper for the lot, and how much
Yeah.
for the
Oh,
tarts?
the tarts. That's right. Sarsa, did you got it yet? And finally, she came down from the oven and she was in the back and she's come out and she's like, "What's that? Did you get any tarts?" Oh yes, of course. And she goes, "How many do you need?" As shouting from the back, "About half a baker's dozen." Yeah, she heard me. So that'll probably be 12 copper altogether.
12 copper.
gave him a
Right.
copper for mine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my copper.
We're
throw
splitting
copper.
the checks, homie.
Okay,
I'll just give him
Yeah.
a gold piece. And just tell him to keep the change.
Oh, good fortunes unto you, sir. Many blessings. Thank you very much. You can, help yourself to any more treats you'd like. Another 4 or 5.
Yeah. What else you have? I'd love to sample your wares.
Here are some of our. What are you talking about?
One day we'll get there.
Right here, some of our specialties here. We make some of the best custard you'll see on this side.
Custard. I don't believe I've ever even heard of custard.
Oh my goodness. You see him reach down into an ice box and he picks out this big square just like, here, watch, takes a spoon, in a wooden one. You see, he goes to put it in, you can see there's still something on it. He goes into a pin, washes it, there we go. He dries it off. Cleanliness is godliness, they say. And
Yes, I've heard
Is
that.
it on the corner? Is this shop on the corner?
What?
Is this shop on the corner of a block?
No, not really. It's a couple in. Why?
Not a corner store.
Oh,
What?
right.
What was the name of the guy from the other shop, by the way?
He was Ralmate.
Raleigh.
So he's.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. We almost got caught dead shopping at Ralmates.
That old bag. I love him though. He means well, but God, he sucks.
Yeah, he does.
And then Sarsa comes out. He sucks at cooking. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. The words sometimes don't come out right.
What's wrong with Romans?
Well, he's not the cleanliness of people. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah.
This custard is absolutely fantastic.
You taste it's cold, but you get that sweet to it, and it's blue though. All the stuff seems to have all these their custards are all these intricate colors.
How do you get the colors?
That's a little trick for Sarsa here. And the halfling finally comes up and has a whole little cute little bow over this little bag full of your tarts, and there's all sorts of colors in there, and some of them are raspberry and blueberries. And she hands it over to you. She goes, that's an old family recipe.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.
Well, thank you so much.
No, I'm feeling inspired. And I'm gonna cast
Jesus.
prestidigitation on my lute. And recreate that same ribbon and bow pattern, on see when you're looking at the instrument, like the scroll, all the way up on the top, like that, just on top of it.
Oh, would you look at that?
Yeah,
that's incredible.
I've even I think I might even have a song ready for our experience here.
A song? Oh, we haven't had a guest so happy they gave us a song. I don't know ever.
Sweets and treats, they give you stuff to eat. Unfortunately, their stuff is not free. You have to give them money.
That's true. So she's like, indeed it is. Hopefully we don't play that to all the guests that show up.
No worries.
But it's appreciated nonetheless.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's good to see you, Tyrion. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm picking up a side job.
Oh, good. The docs aren't treating you too well now.
No, they're all right. It's busy, and I like expanding my horizons when I can.
I sure don't blame you. That's for sure. Well,
it gets a little bit dreary and the same kind of stuff every day. I feel like I need more.
You know, I used to think the same thing till this big loaf came into my life.
Kewin, do you guys have any cream pies?
As Sarsa and Tyrion are talking, you see he's sort of listening on the counter right now, and he comes over to you and he's like, "Cream pies? Yeah. Let me."
If you have any, can I get 2, please?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
You're good.
Thank you.
See him, he starts looking around, all of a sudden he goes down below the ice box and he pulls like a little drawer out, and then there's a whole bunch of them of different colors. Yeah, a preference here. We have normal white, and then we have yellow.
Can I get one of each?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
He takes them out and he puts them in boxes and gives them to you.
All right, I'll pack away. Okay, I'm gonna put the tarts into like my component pouch thing.
Sure.
And then neatly, of course.
Yes.
neatly, of course. And then
walk outside.
And then I'm gonna box away the white cream pie and just take out the yellow one and start eating it.
All right.
And just offer it up for anybody if they want it.
Sure.
I will take.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like 1:30 p.m. right now.
Okay.
As Tyrion and Sarsa are talking, Ewan looks over towards Yavanna. He's like, "Anything for you, miss?"
I'm all right, thank you.
No, totally fine. Absolutely wonderful. And may I say, that's an absolutely beautiful dress on you right there. That's something else.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna get back to it. Sarsa, you got the head for now. I'm gonna go get some more of those flowers. And as he goes back there, she looks, sacks of flour. He's catching.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking
him.
it'd be kind of weird if you were baking flowers into the that'd be
Customers would be saying things.
Right, yeah,
That's for sure.
They've been making songs about it.
No more songs.
Gotta get performance.
Well, we've stocked up a bit, and I got a chance to visit. Do we want to make our way to that blacksmith?
Yeah. I'm game.
Yes.
I'm game.
Reed.
Yes.
This is the one you messaged me about. Will Gouda and Alid.
Yep, that's them.
All right.
But as you guys get outside, just before you get to their shop, you see.
Roll for initiative.
No. As you turn the corner, so once you guys come outside and you turn the next corner and you're almost to the next street shop where the smith shop is, you find yourself on a street that has been coned off by the city watch. Excuse me. Lying on the cobblestone are half a dozen corpses. Seemingly, the victims have had some terrible skirmish. Watch officers have disarmed and arrested 3 blood-drenched humans and are in the midst of questioning witnesses. One of the officers sees you, and he looks over toward who's leading the pack right now, the group.
Probably
Me.
Tyrion.
Probably Tyrion.
Yep.
Yeah.
He goes, "Get on, nothing to see here, sir. Just, more trouble in the streets. Got to keep it off the streets."
I'm gonna put my hand on Charnock and put my hand over my eyes. He said nothing to see here.
He kind of puts up his baton. Funny one in this lot, huh?
I'm just gonna kind of put my head down and just kind of go off to a side street just to kind of make my way around.
As you try to do that, you actually bump into. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Saving. Oh God.
To get
A
stabbed.
barrel of acid.
At 18.
Oh,
Roguey things.
He's still
Oh,
a
no, he's
rogue.
not
yeah, he's not a rogue.
Nah, he's still a rogue.
Yeah.
He's still a
Gotta
rogue.
get.
You-
No.
As you put your head down and you're being courteous to the officer, just as you turn, a dog sort of runs through your feet and you start tripping into the scene that's all wired off. And just before you break into the scene, you sort of catch yourself and you see the officers like all turn and they're all grabbing their stuff. And then...
sorry, tripped. Oh, sorry.
No worries, be more careful now. And you see at that, like, one of the ones tries to get away, and some of them start grabbing one of the blood-dressed humans, and they're wrestling with them right now on the streets, and it's just, oh, he's a smart one, eh? As they're beating him down.
Is there a guard close to us?
There's one, on the perimeter right now. As everyone's moving, you're toward the middle of the pack, so at this point, you would be passing him.
Okay.
Nothing to see here, nothing to see here, nothing to see here.
If you don't mind, I'm actually a private investigator of sorts in my hometown. I could assist in this investigation if...
Nothing to see here, nothing to see here, nothing to see here.
They're going forward saying that.
You see, I'm already already walking down the side.
Everyone's sort of pushed off except Ulyrus at this point. He's almost alone.
Yes.
He's basically alone. He is alone.
So I can assist with the investigation if you so want.
Could you give me a persuasion check?
Everybody's persuasive now.
I'm not.
You don't need to be.
All right, let's see. Persuasion. Ugh, 10.
Okay. He looks you up and down. I appreciate the offer, young man, but this is best left up to the city watch and the officials of this city. Now get on with your way. There's nothing to see here.
Of course, I just thought I'd ask.
Sure thing. And he's sort of pushing you now with the stick, just kind of pushing you along. Get out of here.
Actually, before I turn the corner,
Yep.
Can I do like a quick perception or investigation check to see if I can see anything from there?
You can give me perception. Give me perception, because investigation would be you getting in there. You can't do that.
That's why I said both.
Unless you'd want to try to get in there anyway.
No.
He just gets arrested. He's not with us for that.
It's not great.
And roll for a new character.
That's 12.
That's a 12.
Yeah.
Get a new dice.
The snow is covered in blood. You can see that the skirmish was really darn bad. There's a bunch of bodies being heaved on top of a cart that's now being wheeled away at this point. It seems like there's a dozen or so guards all over these three individuals that are just, they got their hoods up, they all seem bald, and they seem to have some sort of markings on them you can't make out because of all the blood stains.
Like, on what part of them?
On their face. The little bit you're getting that's not in shadow, because it is like 1:30, 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Okay.
It's just too hard to make out because of the blood and kind of getting rushed off by the officer.
Okay.
Okay. So, having to take this detour, you start to see these tall, densely packed tenements leave most of the neighborhoods in shadow at ground level. Most of the street lamps have had their glass smashed and their candles stolen, and the smell of salt in the air and excrement linger as you pass by rows of run-down buildings. That's where this detour has pushed you now.
Whatever happened to keep it off the streets?
By the way, I'm being more watchful of any hazards that might
Absolutely.
come my way.
Yeah.
I can certainly smell some hazards. Ugh.
You can say that again.
That again.
You can hear some in the background, like you're now hearing ting, ting. It's very quiet. So it's close, but it's like enough where so the rabble of the city's drowning out the pinging of metal right now. So is everybody carrying on as normal, going through these slums? Okay.
Slum.
A certain calm comes over Shalmir's face when he hears that.
Calm.
You turn the corner and you take a left. Dell shows up through a portal. What's happening to me? It closes. No, that does not happen.
Nothing to see.
I told you it was off Ship Street, right, Hunter?
let's see.
What street exits?
Is there hands
Or-
still?
You didn't tell me streets.
No, no,
you
no,
just
no,
told
no,
me
no.
they were in the dock ward.
Minus.
Oh, okay. All
His
right, I know what it
his
is.
are.
So you guys finally turn onto Ship Street, and on the corner is this massive anvil on top, classic smith shop. They're not trying to beat around the bush to be fancy. It's very, this is a smith shop, take it or leave it. Type
Oh,
of
you guys sell anvils here?
You see, it says Wilgada, and Eld's armor and shields, and all that is just in the most it's written in. Oh my goodness! It's not cursive. It's called
Italics.
normal. What do you just do? Normal text. What do you-
Print.
Print. Thank
print.
you. Thank God. In normal print is written just like, definitely looks like somebody was doing this sort of action.
All right, so I'm gonna stop Chernuk from walking into something because you don't have to cover your eyes.
Oh, you just said nothing to see here, so I just figured,
No.
He
You
was
did
just
good. You
making
did
a
good.
joke.
You did
It's
good.
okay.
Oh no! That was real.
Sure.
You can hear the silence of like carriages and a couple being like, "No, fuck you," and just like in the alley, you can hear just as things are, and the ting ting that as the silence of that awkward engagement finishes. Shalmir, wasting no time and ignoring almost all of this, instantly goes into the blacksmith shop. Is anybody else following?
All right, yeah. Guess we're going
It's
in.
large.
Guess we're going in.
I'm gonna go and just browse. I don't really know them that well.
Yeah, I'm gonna browse as well, but I can also
Yep. I'll browse.
just like look around and.
Sure.
it looks like.
As yeah, I don't want to make a perception check.
18.
What the frick, dude?
12.
Okay.
17.
I love being level 5. This is great.
6.
Charnook's like, boy, another building. Sorry, Emily. What'd you get?
19.
19.
Ooh.
This girl, look at her.
Ooh.
All right. So
Ooh.
as you guys walk in, you notice a humble blacksmithing shop. You see anvils, swords being held up, plating and mail and all this type of stuff. It's all covered in soot. It's the opposite. The sweets and treats was so cleanly and all this. This is a straight up blacksmith shop. You see a female half orc working away on a bit of armor right now. She's covered in soot and she has like a little visor here, but she doesn't give a crap. She's totally like the heat doesn't seem to be affecting her whatsoever. So as you get in the shop, you feel it like go from outside's about a 35 degrees out Fahrenheit. When you get inside the in this blacksmithing shop, it feels about 85. You're like home.
It's a bit.
Yep. But Yavanna notices about a 5'5" human sitting in the corner of the shop, just sort of putting swords and stuff and little knickknacks, like organizing stuff on the calendar, on the shelves, and then reaching over, there's like a little timer and grabbing some of the hot piping metals and making sure to cool them off and put them in the right temperatures. And she notices on his neck a cut around his neck and a cut around the half orc's neck as well. I'm pretty sure you had the highest perception in there, so
Yeah.
you're gonna notice that. The rest of the shop is cluttered. It feels really hot, so not so much for you. It's suffocating for you. That's really darn hot. Suffocating for Eulyris, and you know you're a little uncomfortable being in here, Tyrion, but it's not too darn bad. And Shalmir, it's home away from home.
This is more my weather.
You see her. One moment.
Hello. I just give a little wave and then
Yeah, she doesn't see
Go-
it. She's busy doing her thing.
go through the thing.
All right. As a steam is coming out, also you see her come through it, and she's about 6'4", coming through, a half orc. You can see she's got all of her hair is buzzed, so it's very, very darn short. She's got nice pointy orc ears, and she has her tusks coming out as well. You can see all sorts of burn marks all over her arms from all the years. Some tattoos, not quite as many as the drow had in the previous place, and she's wearing typical blacksmithing attire right now, besides the fact that there's very little protection. It seems like she's not a big believer in that. Well, you're a big fucker, aren't you?
Well, indeed. You as well. I love that.
She smiles.
I was recently in a scuffle, and as you can see, I'm going to show her like my arm.
Yeah.
The metal for which I have acquired for my armor is terrible.
She just grabs it as you're talking. She's already looking it over. She's like, "You're not kidding. This is some hunk of junk." She starts like ripping up pieces of like the bad armor, just tossing that shit. She just like, what the fuck? And she see her. Let me see. Give me a minute. You know, there's some decent craftsmanship to this piece of garbage material. Do you do this?
Decent, yes.
Fair enough. Not bad. Not bad at all. So what do you need?
I was wondering if you might have some more quality material that I might improve this.
Yeah, we absolutely do. She turns to the guy in the corner that none of you notice except Yavanna, and he startles every one of you. You see him, Mordecai. You see him. Yes. See what materials we got in the back. I'm thinking some of the nicer steel mail, and then some of the not so nice steel mail. We'll see what the price range is. She has no care that she's saying this in front of you. Okay. So, what are you looking to do, Luke?
Well, there's two options, you said. So there's a lower quality one and a higher quality one.
Yes.
I just want to see what the price might be for the materials of improving my armor.
Okay.
At least one step. Probably one step.
Here or like the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Oh, Jesus. Remember, this is 5e, okay?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay. All right.
Who needs armor when you have
All right. So they bring the material over and they start looking at it. She's like, so for the lesser material to fix this and try and get this into working order so it doesn't seem to be pinching you as much and really doing you no favors, it's going to run you about 3,500 gold. And if you want the higher end, that's going to run you about 6,500 gold for the fix.
Does that include your services?
Yes, it does.
And what about without your services?
The raw materials? If without my services, for this plate of armor, it's going to run you about, for the lower end materials, 2,500 gold. And for the higher end material, it's going to be 4,500 gold.
Very well. I will return.
I get that a lot. But for patchwork, and you said you want to return, we might be able to work something out. We're not beyond services or anything you might be able to do. Are you handy around the forge?
I am indeed.
All right. Tell you what. If you want to take just a bit of this material and fix up your little leak right there, let me see how you work. And got 15 silver on you?
I do.
We'll call 15 silver for a start.
Did you want me to do this right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'll just go down and do it.
She hands you the material.
Drop her 15 silver.
Yep. So she takes the silver and she puts it in a pouch on her. She actually has like a little, kind of like the coin things where it's like ching that bankers would have. What's different though, like blacksmithing wise, it's just like to store stuff. So it has all the different denominations and she can just easily slide it into copper, silver, and gold. It looks handmade and crafted herself. So she takes you behind the forge, ignoring everybody else right now. And that's when Mordecai comes over and she's like, oh, does anybody else need anything? As he's looking around the shop before you guys answer. I need you to
see what's happening and I'd be like, okay. And I'm gonna kind of just go over and relay some quick directions on how to get to the office for Brit's office, and I'm gonna be like, well, we'll just meet you there.
Wait, which office?
Like the main office where I'd find Grit.
Oh yes, that would be just around the corner at this point. If you're on Ship Street, he would be. You're gonna go out the door. You're gonna go out the door, take a right, take a left, and then one more right, and this is big warehouse, and that's where Grit's place is.
And I'm gonna relay that to him, and I'm gonna be like, he's probably gonna be a bit.
Yeah, probably. So
while she's walking me back, I just want to like take a look at the quality of the like weapons and armor and whatever there is.
Sure, make a perception check.
There you go.
Can I sell some stuff?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
7.
Oh, dude. All right, so 7. You notice a chain shirt, medium and small.
Mm.
You notice full plates of armor that look to be pretty darn well made. And there seems to be more stuff in the back that really is some mastery work, but that stuff isn't on display because of where they are in the dock ward. And since it's such a rough part of town, that stuff's typically not displayed. That's about all you can surmise. And she takes you over to the forge, and you just get right into what you're used to doing. I need you to make a roll. Is there anything specific for creating stuff, like smithing stuff?
Smithing tools, it'd be just a straight roll plus his proficiency.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
And if you want, you could add like an intelligence along with it.
I would like that too. Intelligence, proficiency for all this. This would make sense.
Okay.
I like that.
That's going to be
Your charisma bonus too.
Oh, really?
Before I start, I'm gonna take the tablet from outside my belt. I'm gonna put it down, and I'm just gonna start looking at it.
Okay.
And then for like 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna put it away, and then I'm gonna start.
Okay. She already went on to other stuff. She didn't see your weird little moment there. But as you're looking at the tablet, you can see like the top of the tablet, where you've carved in runes. Lights go as you read for a little bit, and it just kind of keeps going top to bottom, shining up just a little bit, but it's not bright to attract attention. It's dim enough for you to be able to see, especially inside this forge room and everything that's going on.
Right. I got a 17 total.
17 total. So you have, over the next hour and a half here, you have no trouble being able to weld your plate armor back on with this material. You take it from its ore base all the way to the end of the process, and you're quite happy with how this turned out. It's not perfect, but it's definitely not going to be an issue again, thanks to the troll exposing this issue in your armor. As that's happening, Mordecai is asking the rest of you, as Tyrion is sort of walking out at this point. Because Mordecai right now has asked all of you, is there anything else?
Yeah. I have these scimitars that seem to have picked up somewhere.
Oh.
And I'd just like them to sell them.
Okay, sure. We purchase goods. Let me see the quality of it.
2 of them.
So are those the 2 on your...
I apparently have 4. So
You have 4 scimitars.
Apparently,
All right.
So I don't know how that happens. So
2 in the,
yeah,
2 in the back, 2
I don't need 4.
You certainly don't.
Yeah.
Let me just check a table real quick. I believe
You can lowball me if you have to. They're expensive.
I have...
Oh, that was a mistake, and I forgot they were in there.
Here we are. What'd you call it again?
They're just normal scimitars. SCIMITAR. Skim-itar.
As you hand him over the scimitars?
Scimitar.
Scimitars.
Yes.
I need Eulyris to make a perception check, and then you're gonna have to do another roll if your perception's high enough to see this.
Okay.
All right.
Just
15.
Oh, fuck you. So make a history check.
They're just normal scimitars.
They might be from, like, America.
That's a That is a 27.
Holy, what are you?
He's a nerd.
A historian, clearly.
Yeah.
Is this what we're gonna do, Ryan? Fight for the rest of the campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
What are you doing?
He's an exam curator.
Okay.
I gotta actually double check. I gotta check one thing.
27?
Keep in mind, even if he rolls high, that doesn't necessarily mean
Yeah,
he gets like amazing bonus.
No, I know that, but just
It's
like
just hilarious, though.
I don't think anyone rolled a 27. You know.
Besides him.
Yeah, besides him, in the history of ever, aside from the one time Orhana got a 30 on stealth because of Pass Without Trace.
That was
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay.
That was awesome.
As he's handing over the blades, you notice the designs and the intricacies of it. This is architecture and smithing, not from any era you've ever studied or recognized. It's ancient, and it is an artifact, but looks in pristine condition. As it's being handed over, the Mordecai, blacksmith, sees it, and he very much recognizes to some extent that the swords seem to be older, and he values them at 25 gold pieces each. So he
Right, that's fine.
25 gold pieces apiece.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. You see, he goes over and he puts them in the back. He gives you the 25 gold pieces. You can give that into your inventory. And that's that.
Currency.
I'm gonna go over to Telius. Where did you come upon those scimitars?
Not quite sure myself.
They looked extremely old,
Yeah.
but in excellent condition.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty old myself. Last I remember, I was about 300.
Well, you look
Ting!
amazing.
Ting! Ting!
Oh, thank you.
Everyone's pretty quiet hearing this weird
Oh,
lizard-looking thing say he's 300 years old.
I believe it.
This guy's got it.
Looks great.
Thank you.
How do you stay in shape?
It's all part of my routine. I'll tell you later.
At this point, I kind of like inching my way out.
All
the
right,
door,
right.
Like, come on, guys.
All right, we can get out of here. We can get out of here.
Before we go, I
Yeah.
want to take a peek at the armor just to kind of get an idea of how expensive it is, and I probably won't buy anything.
Probably not. But
Money moves.
since you're smaller, though, it's less material. What sort of stuff are you looking for? Just full plate armor, leather armor, heavy
Right now, I just have leather armor.
You have proficiencies with. How do you have proficiency with heavy armor? What?
She's a fighter, bro.
Oh, that's
Fighter.
right.
Yeah.
She's got proficiency with everything.
That's funny.
This gnome with heavy armor.
Just like a block of metal.
Yes.
Juggernaut running through. Okay.
I can't put my arms down.
Give me a intelligence check. Unless you're gonna ask Mordecai, not you. Or,
But I wanted to do it
you
anyway.
can do whatever you want, dude. I'm gonna open a window. It's getting a little warm in here.
Intelligence. 16.
Wow, you're so smart.
Well, you know.
You feel like something's coming back to you, and then you burp, and then it's gone. That's you.
I'm gonna just.
You needed intelligence from me?
Yeah,
I'm gonna finish up my
So
pie.
that's only a 10.
a 10. So you can't really make out the prices. Mordecai's still there. You can ask him for some of the armors that are up on the wall.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll ask him.
Okay.
So
I mean,
I see you have this armor here. Can you just tell me the prices?
Sure thing. For your size or for the size on the wall?
For my size.
For your size. Oh, it's quite a bit less material. It saves you quite a bunch.
I'm gonna flex.
I figured as much.
I will flex with him. He doesn't see it. Does not see you two flexing in the background. As he's flexing in the background, make a perception check, Tyrion.
Oh God.
So
just a regular 20.
A regular 20.
Regular old 20.
Not natural.
Not natural 20. You see in the shadows above you something moving the sword blades all around. So he turns to you. Since you're about a quarter of the size of the quarter of the male, that's going to run you for the heavy plate.
$2,000 gold.
Why is there so many heavy shields on here? Okay, there it is. About 1,025 gold pieces.
Right. Where to?
5e is expensive. And you're also
5e is very
inside one of the
expensive.
most urbanized cities in the entire world, and weapons are frowned upon.
Level 5.
And this is probably like the cheap shop for
Yeah.
smithing too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was 125.
oh jeez.
Yeah, 1,025. Wait 1 second. 3, 2, 1. We're recording again. Okay.
Is this right?
Nice.
Did I write that number?
Yeah.
This is the place where like people go to when they're like getting off the ships. Like this is where you get the cheaper stuff, but 5e's expensive.
Yeah, and then I'd say, Yavanna, you have been to the smithing shop inside the, I believe it's the, where you live in the, Castle Ward, and it's about 4 times the size of this, and has about 4 times the collection, but you're not really seeing a perceptive difference in the quality per se. You're seeing just a difference in the aesthetics of these places, and that's sort of amusing to you. You
Can I try and zero in on this thing above us?
you sure can try. Give me. Do you have dark vision?
I believe I do.
You should.
Should.
So
Yes, I do.
as you squint really hard, you sort of see some kind of like cat up there prowling around.
I'm gonna use my mage hand and flick him in the butt.
Why does everyone hate cats?
Okay. You see the cat. Here, and it falls down, and it falls onto the shoulders of Shalmir. Give me a perception check, Shalmir.
Cat falls into the flames and dies.
11.
11. He doesn't notice it on the back because he's got armor on, and so the thing sort of gets off, and you see it like zoom off into a corner and go away, like out the door. I'd say, Yavanna, though, the way the floor is right now with all the soot, you do notice it's, even though like it's cobblestone all outside of Waterdeep, typically with the streets, it seems in here that they unearthed the cobblestone in the shop to get a dirt floor. And even during the wintertime, because of the warm climate, you're seeing some growth of plants inside here, and that sort of fills you with some warmth as well. Okay.
Dell is smiling somewhere.
Good, portal opens up. That's great.
I just kind of chuckle to myself about what just transpired, and I walk out the door.
All right. Cool beans. So now,
All right.
I think everybody's walking out, and they convey to you to meet at the docks,
The warehouse.
the warehouse at the docks. So you guys are going to the warehouse now, and not the tavern.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Because I gotta talk to my boss.
exactly. So everyone starts following on this giant train, and you can tell that people are taking notice of this very odd band of 7 assorted individuals going place to place inside the downtown was a dock ward, which is notorious for being a crime syndicate haven, and seeing all you guys going, seeing this crew of people, you can see, like, as you walk down the streets, you see a couple guards taking notes, and what was that? As every new guard that gets interaction with Tellius is always shocked to see your face.
I'm a half elf.
and I am. It appears like I am completely oblivious to this.
Yeah.
I'm
just kind of happy-go-lucky, leading the group along.
gonna whisper over to Eulyris and be like, I think they're looking at the tiefling.
Oh, see, that makes much more sense.
Totally makes sense, right?
Mommy, what is that?
See, there it is again.
From a young tiefling boy. So you enter. You as you get outside, you see the houses start thinning. You see all sorts of docks everywhere and all these glorious ships. In particular, there's just beautiful, big, fancy one that doesn't seem to fit here. Everybody give me a perception check.
22.
Okay. 10.
This dice is killing it today.
24.
Give me a history check. I hate you.
I got a 6. Having a rough night.
You're in your head, Orhana, right now. You're like 1,000 gold. Jesus, what am I made of? God, you're doing this as like you're like you have your hand on your dagger and your bow. You're just like that's more than. This is just going through your head right now. What'd you get?
I got a 10.
10. You don't even notice it because you've been here. It doesn't even bother you. It's like, yeah, the boat's there. You see it, you're like, boats, and then boats. But they're just
Start walking a little faster.
Yep. I just see Armstrong so clearly. Yep. As he's going forward, you notice it's very ostentatious, this boat. There's all this purple and gold tapestry all over it, and the boat itself looks like it has this very British Navy world design to it, and it's all like massive pillars, and it dwarfs most of the other ships, and there's actually a couple like ships of similar colors but not as much detail docked next to it. This one has like its own dock, and it has a bunch of symbols on it. Eulyris, you recognize those symbols as symbols from a city from the north of Freya, and you're familiar enough that it's a shipping group, and this shipping group dons the colors of a like raspberries with a halo over it, and they're known for transporting their fruits all around the globe. With your check, what did you? You're not there, Shalmir. Yavanna, what did you roll for your perception again?
16.
16. So you notice all that too. So you got enough, and Eulyris got enough. You all notice all the people working on the boat are they're all humans. They all seem like normal humans at this point.
Boring.
Yeah.
But you notice a shimmer on the ship.
A shimmer on the ship?
Like the air itself shimmers as you are staring at it. Anywho, you guys enter.
The air shimmers on it?
Yeah. So as you are walking down the dock, Tyrion, you lead your way, and just as you're about to hit the open up the door to your boss's place, a big Charnook bumps into you, and you can see him sort of sweating and kind of looking around like, oh, get in, go, hurry.
I was like, okay. And then I walk into the warehouse.
You open into the warehouse, and you see like a whole fisher's market in front of you, on top of all these like check-in stations for the boats and people with customs, and they're checking supplies and boxes and stuff like that. So in the center is the fishing station, and on the sides are all these intricate customs areas where people are checking, making sure there's no weapons, everything's on the up and up, and Grit's office is on this above, sort of like the classic I'm watching everybody type of deal. It's up there, and you see the giant orc boss you know very well, just sort of looking like this, watching over everybody up top, just kind of stroking his beardless face.
I'm gonna cast message to him. I'm gonna be like, Grit, I gotta talk.
Okay.
I walk over and I climb the stairs up to him.
All right, so you walk quite a ways. It's like it's a warehouse. So you go all the way past all these different smells. You get smells from some exotic from across the country, some spoiled foods. You can see a couple people haggling, being like, "Nah, it's okay." And the people are like, "We're not. No, you're gonna poison our people. Take this back." You're like, "No, this is my life savings. You can't do this to me."
Is this the same bakery guy?
Make a perception check.
18.
18. He looks related.
His name is Galmate.
A man of many disguises.
I'm gonna keep that in my head real quick.
Where did all my names go? Anyway, I want to keep that there. It seems like the typical normal rabble. You're comfortable with all the noises and the sights and sounds. You've grown very used to this over the years. You've worked here, and as you go up the stairs, your boss, you go up and knock on the door. He comes over. He doesn't even have to move. He's so large. He just sort of extends his arm and opens the door that way. But also, his office is so small. It's sort of like Mr. Incredible inside the office type of deal. So he takes what he can get, and it's just like he opens the door, just like, Tyrion, good to see you.
I'm going on an adventure. I'll be back to work soon.
What? Excuse me?
I'm picking up a side job. I've got to take the next week off and try and expand my horizons a bit.
I like the hard work. I like the initiative. It takes out a calendar like it's from a slot that you're very used to, but would startle most. Comes down. You see his thing. He just wipes off your name from the list. When you come back next week, you got double time. And as he writes, pencils your name in if you come back. And he puts it in. He's very used to low turnover rates. Take care. Have fun.
Wouldn't it be high turnover?
Awesome. Bye.
What's that?
Wouldn't that be high turnover?
Yeah, I meant high turnover.
Yeah.
I meant
wait a minute.
Yeah, no, high turnover rates.
This is a crappy warehouse.
Yep.
Come on.
Things I can relate to.
Yeah.
Your relationship with him is why he's pretty cool with what you're doing.
Yeah.
So then you,
Nice.
as you're about to close the door behind you, it's like already closed before you can.
It's not. I will say it's not uncommon for me to kind of disappear for days at a time. Sometimes I'll find a good book, or I'll just do something random.
A good book.
Yeah, he's pretty used to
a
it.
week off. I found a good book.
I always end up coming back eventually, and
Yep.
I'm a hard worker, so
Yeah, hard cut to Grit sitting there. Where you been? I read a book for a week. It took you a week to finish a book?
So it wasn't just a
5
book.
times.
It was like 12. But it was a series, and it was very interesting, and I needed to read it right that moment.
All of a sudden, you see like underneath his desk, he pulls out a piece of paper, write it down, write the name down.
I do like a full scale summary. It's not even just the title.
Yeah.
Like I start doing I go into a story.
And he's not paying attention to. This is all in your flashback right now. As he sees it, he opens it and he's still watching the floor, making sure everything's going all right.
Nothing to see here, nothing to see here.
All that floods to your head as the door closes as you're walking down the steps with a smile. You guys, what is everybody doing inside the warehouse that entered the warehouse right now? Everybody's trickled in. What are you looking at? What are you interested in, if anybody?
What's it look like?
How long are we in here right now?
It's going to be about 5 minutes for the exchange of going up and down before he's going to meet you back there. He's going to get a little held up, so about 7 minutes.
7 minutes?
But you can see, well, you can track him. You can literally watch him do his thing. But you're seeing just rows and rows of all these custom stands in a fish market. The custom stands obviously isn't something you can buy. It's not like a farmer's market. The fish is more.
Is there anywhere somewhat secluded?
No, it's packed. This is worse than the Smith shop when it comes to like shoulder to shoulder. There's all sorts of people moving boxes underneath where Grit is watching up top.
Never mind then.
Okay.
We hang out.
You're all just standing there.
We're just hanging out.
One of the custom workers right next to it, he's packaging, writing down like the ledger for this incoming ship. Slows down. goes back to work seeing this lot. They're used to seeing a lot of really strange people, but seeing this strange people, half elf, wood elf. What the fuck is that? A lizard? A giant burly man and a tiny hooded halfling. Getting some looks. And that's saying something from this district.
Orhana.
Okay. So, Tyrion returns.
All right, we're all good. Let's be on our way then?
Wait, you got the time off just like that?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I'll be all right.
Christ, back in my time, we didn't have such flexible work hours.
Hey! You hear this big bellow all the way from Grit. No! He takes out an arrow and he has a bow in his hand. And he goes, Dish! You see it hits this ledger of papers, and you see and all of a sudden these people start like grabbing this guy. No, I swear!
Yeah.
And that's way in the back.
That's a lot more familiar.
Yeah, he runs a tight ship, but I'm reliable and we like each other, so.
Do you see him has two arrows knocked on the guy right now?
As the guy's your boss.
I know.
Don't try to steal ever in any within a mile of these docks. He can smell it. It's weird. It's uncanny.
Bless you.
Thank you.
There's also, you can see roaming dogs all the way around sniffing and everything, too. They seem trained and domesticated, and they are keeping a sharp eye. They actually have a blanket, sort of like, service dogs have, but this is just a blanket with the ship dock's anchor symbol on it, and it just draped over them. It's not fancy like we have in real life, but it's just a basic blanket embroidered on. Bless you. And they're just sort of roaming around now. And they're not going for the fish. They're so well behaved. Anywho, are you all exiting?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. As you open up the doors, Charnook sees the ships again and head down, starts walking off the docks. And you hear these thuds.
It's this way. The ball's this way.
Turn around and go.
Yep. All right. So
and it shouldn't be that far.
Yeah, at this point, Shalmir, you should be just finishing up your stuff. Their walk there, and now their walk toward the off the docks now and back over to where it is. The shopkeeper gave you directions when because you have no idea, it's a brand new city. You asked for whereabouts.
I thought Tyrion told me.
Oh yeah, you're right. Tyrion did tell you the direction, so you don't even have to.
Yes.
That's right. You don't have to deal with that. So you're able to follow that to a T, and you're able to meet everybody just right as everything settles. And as you come out, you're all just like, "You unbelievable! Look at this, the timing on all that." And you meet just outside the skewered dragon, Dargan.
Dargan.
No dragons, none. There's no dragons. No.
I'm gonna turn around to the group, and I'm just gonna kind of take a moment, and I'm gonna explain kind of the geographic significance of this pub.
He is so bored.
In that it's kind of at the border between what's okay and you really shouldn't go down these streets. This side of the docks, yeah, we're it's rough,
Looking around.
but you don't necessarily want to be wandering alone on the other side.
You keep seeing your breath, and it's just boggling your mind. You're trying to bite it at this point.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna blow in his face. Just
You see a whole bunch of that, and it's like a wind demon attacking you.
There are definitely some rougher neighborhoods, so just be aware if this goes further than this pub. This is less forgiving territory.
You also notice across the street, you get a whiff of this, and it's midday. It's like 3:00 now, and you see these bright purple colors and big purple light outside. And it says the old blob shop.
Zoblobs.
Zoblob, that's how you would say that? Zoblob? Okay. The old
think so.
Zoblob shop. And you see that, and there's a big beholder in there, and there's all these beholder toys in the windows and everything like that. Right across from the skewered dragon. And this Dargan. Fuck! This is gonna be so hard. God damn this book. Whatever. So they're right across, and there's a stark contrast between this like very rowdy bar and this like weird trinket shop. You guys can go into either right now. I just wanted to point that out to you because the other shops are all very normal. It looks like housing. It's like it's housing. What housing? Just
a gift shop.
Tyrion, before we go in there, what exactly is up with that shop over there?
Oh, that's old Zoblobs. It's kind of like a mystical trinkets kinds of place. You find some weird stuff in there.
Can we go in there afterwards?
If you want. I haven't been there in a while, to be honest.
All right.
Okay.
But yeah, we can make a stop there.
Nah, I'm not interested right now. Maybe later.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely a place to. It's an experience to go in there. You know?
I love experiences.
Okay. So you all entered the skewered Dargan. And it looks like a ruin, to be honest with you. It looks so run down. Both of its front-facing windows are smashed, and a ship's anchor is lodged in the roof. Through the windows, you can see a group of haggard patrons drinking from huge tankards. Like, these are massive, and you're just knocking them back one after the other.
What's the name of the barkeep?
The name of the barkeep is... Where are you?
She has a name tag.
Huh. Lane. His name is Lane. He's a human. You see him behind the bar, typical barmaids and some actually barmans going around too, waiters and waitresses going around the area. But he's very thin. He seems almost bony in all of his aesthetics, very sharp angles on everything. His hair is all kept back into a little tiny ponytail, but not a big one. His skin is very tight to his skin, but it's all like crow's feet,
His
wrinkles.
skin is tight to his skin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's not all floppy and jowly.
Yeah. Yeah. Unlike that fat guy in Fanlin. Very different.
Oh.
Hey, old Lane!
Hey, how you doing? Hey, let's look at you. You're back here with your weird face again. Come on in. Come on in.
I want an order of the classic.
Absolutely, Billy Tid Top Tooth. Okay, and you see, or he puts down a tankard of it. He's like, that's the usual copper there.
All right, and I do want to try. I've been craving the fries.
Oh yes, indeed. I bet you have. So you see, hey, give me an order. And they'll be right out for you in just a moment.
All right, and then I'm gonna find kind of a big table for all of us to sit at.
Yeah, as he sees, he's like, "Oh man, you're bringing a lot in here, Timmy Top Tip. What's going on?"
I'm gonna slide him a gold piece and say, a round for everybody on me, whatever everybody wants.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, I'll give him the usual. You're a weird looking fucker, aren't you?
Is there something on my face?
He's grabbing your snout. Wow, look at that.
It's like snarl.
I felt that once before. I felt that. I don't know where though. You're all right, you know.
Snarl just a wee bit.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't even see that. No, he actually has some mucus on his hands from your nose. He doesn't even notice either. He's like, all right, I'll get that food right up for you. As he goes in the back.
You are the best.
You see on the bar, there's a couple patrons drinking right now, but it's basically a bit empty at 3 p.m. So you're with the really sad folk right now. In this really,
that's why they have the big tankers.
Yeah, and there's this big long table. They're putting together a couple of them, and as they come out, everyone's getting their famous fish they have a fish fry here, and so that's what they're bringing out to everybody off the gold piece that tipped, and everyone's has all these drinks being passed out and about right now. And you see him over him like, enjoy your meal. You're my favorite, Tommy. As he goes back into the back.
These things are amazing.
It's like already halfway done.
Like people from the snuffed up district come down here just to try these fries.
He's right. It was good.
I'll just eat like a little bit of mine and pass the rest over to Charnock.
Okay. It is delicious. And Charnock is he's never tasted any. I mean, you're familiar with fish, and this tastes like indescribable words in your head. So the only emotion you get is "Mwah!" and Charnock, and that's a positive emotion for Charnock. So that's what keeps happening every time you bite. Is that it keeps exploding in your head, but it's in here. It's in here, not out there. Shalmir, again, there's something in the way it's fried that is so delicious. Yavanna, this reminds you of some of the delicacies that were first like strange to you when you made your first travels, but with that group of people, they really opened your eyes to all the many tastes of the world, and this seems to add another bit to that palette of beautiful tastes you've experienced in your life. For Euliris, you have all the stuff you've had to eat during your adventures and what you've done. This goes up on the list of just delicious meals, and you're writing this down in your journal on top of like best meals you've had in the name of this place. Orhana, you're not sure if this place is got to be poison at this point, because there's no way you've had this many good meals in a row. It's been so long on your journey, and even on your previous adventure with the old crew, never had food this good.
Surprise, you're tripping again.
Built-in's food doesn't hold a candle to what you're eating.
She's had Dell's good berries, so I don't know.
Not good. Okay.
Dell's good berries.
Okay, so that's all happening right now. Okay, so you're all eating. Anybody doing anything else?
I'm done eating. So
I'm looking out for that red hair and a beard.
I'm gonna go talk to Lane and
okay,
just chat him up.
Okay,
Once I finish Tellius's food, I'm gonna try and like lean into Euliris's food a little bit. Try and eat some of his too.
Okay. Make a perception check, Euliris, to see if you see him stealing your food.
Okay. Whew. Alright. That is a 14.
I want you to roll a stealth check.
I wasn't trying to be sneaky about it. I was trying
know.
to push this little nerd out of the way if he tried to stop me.
I know.
That's not stealthy at all. That I rolled a 4.
Okay, so you shove his chair, which shoves everybody else's chairs down. Orhana's like her meal's in front of her, and as it's going by, you can see like the trying to grab that as everyone's getting shoved down, and you're like in your head, super sneaky, and you're even though you're not trying to be. But there's like this, like, no one's gonna notice this move. This is classic. This is what I use at home. No one ever notices. And you're shoveling the rest of it into your mouth.
Oh.
Cannon.
I was gonna eat that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that yours?
Yeah.
Oh well, it's in my stomach now, so.
I kind of like pull my plate closer to me.
Luckily, you're on the other side of the table. Yavanna, Shalmir. No, you know what? Shalmir was on the opposite side, so he was pushing. Oh, no, you were on that side, too. You were on his right, so you guys would have sat across that way. So he just pushed Orhana and Euliris down. Everybody else was just sort of watching, just seeing this hulking man, like, knocking over shit on the table and everything. it's slow motion, and everyone's just
Spilled my drink too.
I need Shalmir and Tyrion to roll a perception check.
Can I chat up the barkeep?
You are going to. I just need
Okay,
them to
okay,
do
okay.
this first, real quick.
Natural 20, 23.
Okay. What about you? What about you?
I was a 21.
21. You both notice the way Yavanna eats her food. It seems like she has noble training. You are now coming over to Lane, who's back to the bar, talking up his patrons, and he just keeps topping them off. Every time that they take one sip, he's like, yeah, let's do a little more. All right, Billy.
I'm gonna note that. Pretty weird.
Yep.
He's an enabler.
Right. Lane, was it?
Oh, yeah. You're Tabaha. Yeah, what's up?
What did you just call me?
You know, yeah, what's up?
Right. And I happen to notice my friends over there.
Yeah. You want more?
Yeah. Could you get more?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank
We'll get
you.
another round going.
Yeah.
Hey. 12 more orders. All right.
12. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
And so I was asking. We were actually on other business. We're looking for a guy named Floon. Does he frequent here often?
What do he look like?
Red hair. He's got a beard.
Oh, yeah.
He's about like 5'10".
Oh,
He's,
shit. You're spot on, man.
Fair skin.
Yeah, I saw that bastard in here the other night. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he pays real great. I love him.
No, nice.
I haven't seen him in a while, though.
Haven't seen him in a while. Right.
No, it's terrible.
Any idea where he went?
Well, the other night, it was unbelievable. That dude with his book thing was in here.
Volo.
Yeah.
Right. Was it Voldo? I can't remember. I like Voldo more.
I think you're onto something with that.
Voldo.
Maybe that's what you call it. Yeah, but anyway, he's in there and he's talking about some writer's block or whatever. So I just keep topping him off.
Block,
and,
yeah. Okay.
And as they're discussing all that type of stuff, he ends up playing this wonderful game over there. You see that back there? It's we call it Stones and Darts.
Stones and darts.
Yeah, you're trying to get the stones close enough to the little circle there, but the darts, you're trying to get them just past where the end of the... I don't care. You can figure it out. There's a little instruction sheet.
Right.
You glance over and you see the instruction sheet's like... It's so beat up, destroyed, unreadable, and like one nail's barely hanging on the piece of wood that's about to break off.
Yeah, I think I could figure that out. Yeah.
Man, everyone figures it out. You actually, you can see like dried blood stains where people have not figured it out.
Right.
And yeah, all right, yeah. No, I saw them. That was it seemed like hey, it's a bit Tom Bill Bob Bill, and you see what's going on? Just like yeah, you see that the red haired did the Flown? Yeah, Flown. You see him come in here the other day? Oh yeah, he was talking it up with the nobles again.
The nobles.
The nobles. They're too good for us nobles. That little bitch came down here. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? You see the guy? He's like face down on his drink. That's right. I'm glad he backed me up on that. Yeah, it's his little dad. He's looking at the barkeep. What is it? You see him? Oh, sorry. Yeah, his father is never member, right? That's the open lord that got ousted. You see him? The Lane, look up. Yeah. He's pouring more into the glass.
Never member?
Never member. Yeah, his dad's a real son of a bitch. He ruined this place. He got ousted today. He was an open lord. Oh, I'm an open lord. So powerful, isn't that right? And he knocks the guy again. He kind of keeps him like knocked a little closer to the edge of the bar there, but he's still there, like still hanging on. But his cup keeps getting like overfilled. It's almost like a nervous tick for Lane to keep refilling the guy's cup who's not drinking anymore. And it's like he just puts a little bit, but it's like going onto the counter at this point. Yeah, that's right. That's great. But his shitty ass son came in here, throwing his money all around, and wouldn't you know, the two of them getting all the orders. They couldn't share one with old Gruff. Gruff. Isn't that right? You're not listening. Yeah, the two walked out of here a few nights ago. There's a weird, shifty crowd. Probably murderers followed them out. That'd be my guess.
Right. Okay.
Wouldn't you say so, Lane? Yeah.
Okay. Well, Volo's still alive, so I don't know if that's the case.
Volo? No, he left hours beforehand.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That fat bastard.
Okay. Is there anything
it
else
was-
about the Nobos we should know?
Which one? There's a whole bunch of them. One's a dick.
The ones that were here.
The other one's a dick.
Okay.
Third one was a lesser dick.
If I get you your rounds for the night, you think there's anything else you could tell me?
I mean, I got all I could ever want right here. Isn't that right, Lane? Yeah, it is. He takes a sword.
So Floon and this.
Did you just
You're
like
not
get off?
over
When
here.
did you get over there? What
You're
are you
not over
doing?
here.
I'm not over there. Okay, no, my mic cut out for a second, so I missed that
Yeah.
we're somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, well, he is just him. He just walked over.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just at the
Everyone
bar
is
talking to Lane.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna I see them talking, and I'm gonna like mage hand, and I'm gonna try and knock over Gruff's glass.
All right.
Everyone's a prankster. I love it.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Saving.
Saving throw.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
16.
As you go to mage hand, you feel a bump in your arm, but you're able to steady it, and you see nothing. Something was almost knocked you out of the way, but you mage hand, and as Gruff is like, I got everything I could ever need, right? And as all the comes out and goes all over your face.
My face?
Yeah, it goes over you, over the bar. His buddy falls off the bar at this point. Unrelated. He was on his way. And Lane gets a little bit on him, and he's just like,
I'm just gonna laugh.
Just starts filling it up.
I'm just gonna laugh. nothing I can do about that, and I'll just prestidigitation. How do you say it? Someone press
Prestidigitation.
pressed didig
Digitation.
prestidigitation.
There you go.
I'm never gonna.
I'm
say
clean
that. Okay.
because that spells awesome.
Sing beautiful. You see, Lane? I wish I knew how to do that bad.
I'll do it for him too.
Wow, that's freaking fantastic! Wow, look at you.
Cantrips
Look
are
at
awesome.
you. Wow, what a guy. You know what? I did see a bunch of those murderers walk out after them, I'd say.
Really?
I hope they're not murderers. I could use his business.
Is there anything I should know about these guys?
Black cloaks.
Black cloaks. Okay.
Probably left 2 a.m. the other day. I remember because there was 5 of them. It was strange.
5.
Couldn't get them to keep drinking. It was strange.
Any noticeable traits? Facial features? Skin tone?
Hooded
Hooded?
cloaks.
Cloak. Okay, nothing. Right. Okay.
One of you see the barmaid and the waiter just sort of getting the other guy back up onto the bar and putting him back like face into like the wet countertop and everything like that, and knocking him on the back, and you just as he's still there.
Do you know which direction they might have went? No idea. All right. No worries. No worries, man.
They went out the door.
Just trying to make sure this guy didn't get murdered.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, it would
and
be terrible.
if you find him, tell him I love him and send him right back here.
You got it, mate. You got it.
Absolutely, flop foof. I hope to see him again.
Yeah, flop floof. Out.
Fantastic.
All right, and I'll make my way back to the group and relay all that information.
Okay.
So now y'all know.
So I'm gonna turn to Ivana. I'm gonna say, Ivana, was it?
Yep.
Where did you say you were from? If you did.
She's from the rock shop.
Right, yes.
I think he means original.
I am from the city of Venerin.
So I know where that is.
Somewhere.
Not so
Probably
much
not.
you, but
Yeah.
asshole, make a history check.
Asshole.
Oh, that one.
Hey, who's asshole?
That's Ulyrus. That's Ulyrus.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is a 23.
Can you nerf him? What is going on here?
Can we get Ulyrus and Del together? They can see and know everything.
Their eyes just light up the all-spark. So, you're very familiar with the town of Theowin, the city of Theowin. It's a mountainous town, and you actually have a very close relationship with its history because Skoberheim and Theowin are like brother and sister cities across the borders of Skolbrim and Whitland. They had countless border disputes in the past, and it was only settled when an elf that recently passed away. Let me get his name up for you real quick. It was. Galleon Ilkus. He was the Elf King ruler of Theowin, and he was able to negotiate a treaty of peace for over the past 800 years between the two borders. There's been next to no border disputes since, and the city itself is notorious for having one-way in path. It's surrounded by mountains, and it's very much, if you think Game of Thrones, is it the Reach?
The area.
The Eyrie. It's very much in that respect of the Bloody Gate. There's one way in and one way out of that city. It is a fortress. But it's a beautiful one because the elves that rule over it, it is the Bimir dynasty rules throughout the entire city and like landscapes and kingdoms, and they're all about what you saw in the north. Very much building around the nature inside the cities, not so much building over nature inside the cities. And with the mountainous region and a lot of the forestry like melded into the city, it's one of the great how would I say, the prettiest cities in the world. There's like a list for some of the top cities, and this one's in the top 5 for that.
Nice.
So all that you're able to comes to your head when you're able to hear this, you nerd.
That's pretty nice.
Theowin? Oh, I know the place. Oh, beautiful mountains there. Oh, it's a gorgeous home. That must be excellent to live in. But
It was really nice when I lived there,
right,
but
so
I
you
don't
live
anymore.
Oh, shame.
Probably should have asked you guys earlier, where are you heading? What are you up to?
What are your names?
Well,
you freaks, as you're just eyeballing everybody, taking it all in.
Right.
I'm still eating. I'm not listening to anything.
I'm Tellius.
I keep bringing you more.
Yes.
Just your regular old bard. Nothing weird here.
You see the strangest looking creature you've ever seen. It is scaly. It's got a snout. You don't quite know what to make of it.
6'8".
Even in your teachings,
6'8".
He's 6'8". He's very tall, and he's got all the. You have armor on, don't you? Too.
I do.
He's got this heavy armor on. He's got a lute.
Yep.
Just a weird amalgamation of creation. It's just strange, but friendly.
Hello.
I'm
Nice
Tyrion.
to meet you.
And
Pleasure's
you
mine.
see this purple-skinned tiefling. And what did you say your passive perception was?
17.
17. You notice there's something weird about my skin. It's not normal. Like normally a tiefling has pretty smooth skin like a human. There's something off, but you'd need to take a closer look at me to figure it out.
Extreme eczema. Oh my god.
I'm so itchy.
You know, they make lotion for that.
It's not like a disease thing. It's just it's yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
That's funny.
I'm Ulyrus, and you see like a 5'10" athletic build, half elf with short black hair, no beard or anything like that. Pretty normal looking. And he's got like leather armor on and like a leather like duster coat.
Nice.
Alright, so I'm Orhana. She's like 3 feet tall and like 30 pounds. So way tiny compared to these crazy huge people she's traveling with. And let's see, she's like constantly wearing a cloak. When she takes her hood off, it is like short dark brown hair and brown eyes. Sometimes the whites of her eyes turn green.
You probably, yeah, you're noticing that a bit on her right now. It seems like it's faded. It's not like hardcore, but you can see the outlines are a bit green on her eyes. Yeah. So that's the whole group, all introducing themselves to you. And I think Shalmir's the last one, actually.
Yeah. And I am Shalmir. We are searching for a man. Well, suppose you haven't seen him. He has a red beard and red hair. He's about 5'10", I believe.
Yeah. Right.
I don't suppose you've seen such a character, have you?
We have the specific description of good looks and no brain.
Right.
Yes.
His name is Floon.
Floon Blagmar.
Blagdar.
Blagdar.
Blag something, yes.
Blag something.
So why are you looking for this guy?
We understand he was taken.
And there's money.
And the money, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well, he went missing.
Mostly
We're not
for the money.
Positive he was
Definitely
taken.
for the money.
Your eyebrow raises at reward. And very much isn't that the adventurer spirit? This seems like the adventurer lot. As you guys are describing this to Yavanna, one of the waitresses come over and I don't mean to eavesdrop, but I think I know a little bit about what happened to him. When I saw him leave, those cloaked figures followed him out. I apologize. I can't help.
Oh, no,
Your
no,
boy
no.
made you listen to everything that goes on in here.
No need to apologize, man.
But they seem to frequent this warehouse deep in the War District. There's a snake symbol on the door. If you find it, it's just off Candle Lane. You can't miss it. I wouldn't be surprised if they might have tried to take them there. Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh,
She kind of goes
I
off,
appreciate the
and she's
information.
cleaning up all the plates.
I'm gonna flick her a silver.
Cool.
Thank you for all your troubles, miss.
She catches it. She's with grace. And with that, we're going to take our first break, and we'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. So, yay! Welcome back. You guys have just learned all about where Floon probably got taken off to at this point. So the time has sort of gone by as you've eaten your meals, and you've seen some more patrons wander in, and Lane talking them up as per usual. It's about 4:30. The sun's sort of going down. Don't give her anything.
I'm not.
Okay. The sun's going down. It seems to go down very early because it's wintertime inside Waterdeep. But you're in the southern hemisphere, so, give or take. Sorry. That's great. You're going to that school. Enjoy that. All right. There was a college confession about how People are always doing their thing in the bathrooms at our old college. Anywho.
Yes.
Okay, so what is everybody doing? Is everybody leaving?
Well, Shalmer's going to stand up and say, well, I propose we head out and check out this warehouse before dark.
He
Aye, aye,
announces
Captain.
this. Okay.
Is this our walk?
All right.
Tyrion, do you know where this is?
I probably do.
You have a great idea where it is.
I'm pretty familiar with the area, so I think I could try and get us close.
Then bring us there.
All right.
And I'll walk alongside Tyrion.
You guys open up. You
head out.
see in the darkness of night, none of the lights have come on in this district. On one side, though, just down the street, you see the lights slowly being turned on. But all here, the lights are shattered and turned off, and it's all dark in the area that Tyrion is taking you towards right now.
Shalmer is going to cast light.
Oh, I was gonna do that. Fine.
Okay.
No, no.
How do you do that?
His shield just starts glowing.
Dope. What's the radius?
I gotta check that out.
I think it's standard torch
slow.
light, which is like
I
30
think it
dim
is, yeah.
light and 60 dim light.
Sure,
thought
we'll
I
call
had
it that
light.
for now,
Never
and you
mind.
can clarify if it's not that. Otherwise, we'll just keep
That's
going.
2040.
Of course, I had lights.
Sounds good to me.
Whatever.
So now that you start making your way toward Candle Lane, you do see the glow before you get there, the glow of that other shop, and you just see this dark purple. It definitely looks like one of those, like, emo rock and roll shops, or one of those, like, pot shops trying to, come on in here. It's one of those type of edgy places.
Hot Topic.
No, but they're not edgy anymore.
Alright.
Hot Topic's not really that edgy anymore.
Back in my day, they were.
They were back in our day. Anywho, as you get down toward Candle Lane, you feel like gloom envelopes a narrow alley inside this area. It's almost as dark as a dungeon because all the houses now, the rooftops meet almost like shanty towns. And there's no light even from the moon up in the sky. It's almost pitch blackness. All the street lamps are even smashed down into here. And the only light that's piercing the darkness is a faint flickering down the lane like a distant candle. But all of this is illuminated thanks to Shalamir's shield. With that, you're able to see some of the homeless on the streets here at night. They come in the darkness, so the city watch doesn't beat them off and get them off the streets.
How many homeless are there?
Here? You see 2 right now.
Can I flip them both as silver and just say, or 5 silver each,
Sure, you can absolutely do that.
and then just say, get yourselves a place to sleep for the night. It's a bit cold.
All right, you flip it over. It's hard. You can't even audible. You can see how cold they are because of the snow and the blocks. But it's not snowing here, thankfully, because of the tops. So they luck out in that respect, and because everything's so packed together, it's not. It's like 40 degrees in here, but it's still outside sleeping, and you can see them profusely thanking you. They don't even notice what a freak you are, and and they start trying to run
How
off
dark
towards
is
an inn. It's like, again, this should be pitch black minus his shield. The shield kind
Okay.
of gives you a glow, an underlit glow, like flashlight stuff. So things aren't really accentuated. So they just see like, he looks ugly like me. You know, this is great.
Alright.
He's so nice.
And what time did you say it was?
It's about 4:30 now that you're walking 5 o'clock. It's winter, so it's
Okay. I'm gonna cast
Oh, the sun
Disguise
comes.
Self on myself,
okay.
and I'm going to look like a. How tall is Jaqualdin?
6'3", I think.
He was 6'9".
No, he's not.
No.
No way.
You sure?
No way.
Who's that? Was Jerome's.
Jerome's character? That mean ball.
Can I? I don't even know what Jaqualdin looks like, but can I
So was he
shapeshift?
69 inches?
Can I shapeshift?
Yeah, he was
or-
69
Sorry,
inches. That's what
thank
it
you.
was. Yeah.
Can I disguise self as Jaqualdin? I don't know what he looks like, but I just want to resemble an older figure with
Would you?
flamboyant robes.
But for disguise self,
That works.
Yeah, I can change myself into whatever I want, right?
Right, but you wouldn't know what that looks like per se. So
I'm just saying, an older gentleman.
Okay.
With long, silvery flowing hair.
Okay.
And ostentatious robes. Fancy looking.
I'll give you it.
It's just a general human man.
Sure.
Older looking.
Sure. Okay. How long? What are the rules again against disguise self?
It's
Do you
just
get hit
one
or
action.
anything?
It's usually like it can be as creative as you want, but he can't say I want to be Jaqualdin without knowing.
Exactly. That's
well,
the reason
I was saying Jaqualdin as like a. So that you guys get the picture.
I see what you're saying.
But I wasn't actually like I want to look like Jaqualdin.
I was just making sure it lined
was
up
more,
with your knowledge.
No. It was. I was saying that so you guys know what I look
Something
like.
to build off of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then surely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what. Are you still 6'5" though, or do you 6'7"?
I'm still fairly tall, but not as tall.
Okay, so like 6'2".
Yeah.
All right. So you sort of shrink a little bit during this.
Oh, I don't physically shrink, but my appearance
You do.
looks shrink.
Well, to them, everybody else who's next to you looks like you shrink
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Tullius looks a lot more normal to everybody right now. It's sort of fantastic. What are you doing, hon?
She got
Oh, son of a. One moment. What you got there?
She's got a
What
shoe.
you got there? Is that a shoe?
It's a shoe.
Open. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay.
No, you can see that. She just like skirted right into the wall.
Oh.
Dogs are so dumb, we don't deserve them. Oh boy. You like that Christmas tree? I think it'd look better on the floor.
You like that TV? I think it looked better
Okay,
in
hon?
it too.
I think I'm gonna put her upstairs just because she's getting a little riled, and she doesn't know how to amp down.
That's true.
Amp down. You hear her? Heard it?
Oh, jeez.
I don't know how to do that. Alright, squad's rolling out.
I'm getting a little tired of all these looks.
Yeah, Tullius, that's a much better look for you. I prefer it.
I'll bring it out on special occasions.
Perhaps you could keep your other one for special occasions.
Hello, everyone.
The extent of my magic.
She's the.
The extent of my magic doesn't allow me to keep this form for too long.
That is quite a shame.
Thanks, Zach.
No problem.
Only for matters of
Stealth, of course.
stealth,
yes.
of course. I much prefer my natural form.
For general purposes, yes.
For general purposes, yes.
I can relate to that.
You like your form?
I do like it.
You Lyris, do you like your form?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, come on, man. You gotta be a little bit more confident than that.
I'm more fond of my my brain than anything else, to be honest.
Fucking nerd.
But nobody can see your brain.
He's got a point.
What's the point of that?
He's got a point.
People can
Well-
see your muscles, but nobody can see your brain.
He's got a point.
Well, that may be true, but your brain's intelligence can come out in other ways.
Did you know, you Lyris, the brain is the only organ that named itself?
Along with all the other organs, yes.
Yes. Pretty interesting, yeah?
Yes.
It is.
I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm gonna keep walking down the street.
So you walk down the street.
It is.
I need.
Whatever.
I need an intelligence check as you guys approach the
Everybody.
warehouse. Yep. Well, yeah, everybody.
2.
Oh my god.
Add 2.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
19.
19. Okay.
You should switch die.
50.
Okay.
What's up with this?
You should use this one.
Yeah.
21.
Oh! Why am I not surprised?
Nerd. Ivana.
17.
17. Ivana, Eulyris, Shalmir, Tullius recognize the symbols as they're getting close as the same symbols that were on the tattooed onto the bald man's face inside the bar from earlier that started the whole ruckus and everything that was going on. Charnook is blind as shit right now.
The first bar.
The first bar.
I'm saying, this, are we seeing this on the building?
But it's very, very small as you're approaching it in the darkness. But thanks to Shalmir's shield, you can actually see, like, on the door, the marking.
Is it
It's the
snake-like?
snake symbol.
It is snake-like.
Cool.
Charnook right now is, as you guys exit the cover of all those houses, the snow has sort of got him encapsulated again because in low vision, he's never seen his breath. And he swears he can see something come out of his mouth but disappear. And it just is...
It's freaking me out, man.
I'm gonna blow at him, but because of the way my illusion is, the breath comes out of, like, above my head.
Are you alright? Wait, who are you?
Who are you?
Well, I'm Charnock.
I'm just gonna walk away.
He's pondering, who am I really?
Charnook is also a little weirded out that no one in the crew has said anything about this new person inside the group.
This new guy just started following us and nobody's doing anything.
Could you roll a wisdom check?
Oh, wisdom.
Yeah.
A wisdom check or a wisdom save?
Check.
That is 14.
Where's Tullius?
Does he piece it together?
No, oh no. He's like, Tullius is gone. Who's the new guy?
Just keeps walking. I only knew him for a few hours. It was fine.
You did like him.
I did like him. Sometimes things happen.
Okay.
Brought you a lot of food.
You see this ramshackle 2-story warehouse. It's run down, but this one seems to be awfully abandoned and crappy compared to the rest of the warehouses in Waterdeep that you've seen so far. You can tell even from the difference of the warehouse where Tyrion works to here that this is probably some of the worst parts of town. How is everybody approaching this hideout? Didn't say that. I said warehouse. Definitely said
Is
warehouse.
there a door, a clear door?
Yeah, there's a door. That's where you saw the symbol.
Is there any other
I'm
way to
walking
get it?
right up.
Okay.
I'd like to sneak.
You can do that all you want. Go ahead and roll for you.
Is there any other way in that I can see? Anything like that?
Do you have dark vision?
No.
Yeah, good.
I did that for you. I actually did that for you.
You have dark vision, Emily. Ivana.
Natural
I have dark vision too.
I
one.
have dark vision.
Natural 1?
Finally.
As you guys are approaching the warehouse, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no. Never mind. Wait. I'm gonna wait.
No.
No.
Nope.
I could be a hero.
Oh boy.
No.
7.
7. As you're too infatuated with the door right now and the symbols
damn
and
it.
seeing Shalmir walking through it, as Eulyris starts to measure up the situation and tries to get all stealth-like, he takes one step right off the dock. So the dock leads to the warehouse and goes right into the freezing cold water. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh jeez. All these saving throws. Oh, that's better. Okay. Let's see. Constitution. Okay, not great. 10.
10. You all see this if you choose to. You can hear scuffling and you're as a big splash of water, a huge amount of noise. You can choose to save your new friend or not.
Turn around and reach down and pull him up.
All right, you do that. I need you now to make a.
Oh man, it's cold.
Con save.
I think it's another con save. Give me a moment. I just gotta double check it.
The hypothermia save.
Roll dexterity to avoid hypothermia.
It's DC, so give me a DC saving throw, Ryan. Another one.
Just
So it's just a
DC?
straight roll.
What?
Yeah,
Just
it's a DC.
roll? Just fucking roll?
Yeah, just roll.
Constitution.
So-
DC.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Yes.
DC is not specific.
I know. I was reading my notes. I should have read that to you.
Okay.
I was reading the DC myself.
9.
Add 1 point of exhaustion to your character.
Oh no!
You are starting to feel hypothermia. It's freezing.
Ooh.
God, it's cold.
Apparently everybody ignores that.
You shouldn't have fallen in.
I'm walking up to the door.
All right, so you open up the door. The door.
You tried to sing.
It seems locked. So as you try and open the door, poof, it won't seem to open.
I'm gonna knock on it.
Okay.
Wait, as he knocks on it, can I say, hello, hello, anyone in there?
Did I notice the symbol on the door as we got close?
Give me a perception check. Yavanna, you hear footsteps sprinting and going out like crazy right now inside the warehouse.
7?
Sounds like there's a bunch of people in there running around.
None of you could make that out.
I could walk in there and pretend I'm sickly and distract
I
them.
propose you're gonna walk through this locked door, yes.
Well, if they'd opened up.
Right.
Can I try?
Do I see any other ways to get in?
You can try to walk the entirety of the warehouse. You guys right now seem to be in a yard of sorts. As you've come now off the side of the docks up to this door, there was the front door that was obvious from the side, but as you start walking around, give me some perception checks inside the yard.
Everybody?
No, only Shalmir, unless anybody's following him.
I'll follow him.
Can I try and bust the door down?
You
I'm
sure
too busy
can.
shivering.
As everybody start walking around, Charnook's sort of measuring up the door.
Perception?
Yeah.
17.
All right.
I got a 6. Also, as I'm walking around, I'm with Tullius, right? So, only Tullius. Tullius and I have light, currently.
Yeah, but also on that point, the light you're holding is sort of blinding you. You know what happens like in darkness when you try and see at darkness, but you have a light near you? You can't actually see it. That's happening to you right now. You're lucky enough that you're tall enough to where he's holding it right now isn't really getting that effect. And you're not really seeing any other new entrances in. You see a lot of giant, like, warehouse doors that are open, but they look bolted despite the terrible looking condition of this warehouse. What'd you roll?
17.
Right, this looks like the only way in with the door.
Oh, the door opens as you're talking.
We heard
You
that.
hear this.
Holy shit!
It's loud. It's the crunching of wood. You can hear
Holy hell.
the chains go off as the thing like shatters and hits and into the warehouse.
Oh, I haven't punched something in hours.
Oh, dear gods.
Are we going in or what?
I'm not even over there yet.
You're in it.
Oh, I'm in.
You went through the door.
I'm in there.
Yeah, and you could also say, you could say what you just said inside the warehouse.
Yes, I will do that.
All right. So you all hear a Charnook. Well, we're going in after busting the door open.
Following
Well,
going
I
in.
guess we got
alright?
our way in.
All right. So you guys start turning around. What's that, Tyrion?
I said, are you alright? I like peeked my head into the hole.
No, he knocked the whole door off.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
like
yes.
the hole of the door.
Oh yeah. Okay. So peeking around this giant gaping hole in the front of this warehouse.
It was a flimsy door. It was easy.
Alright.
All right.
How
Give
many
me-
traps did I just trigger?
Just give me a moment. As you guys,
Deck save, con save.
Every save.
you see tables and chairs have been carelessly tossed all around. Give me perception checks too. But this is from what you can see getting in here.
Am I blind currently?
No, the place is.
Oh, okay.
Is this everybody? Or?
Why wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. So everyone's now filed in. Unless anybody didn't. Besides,
No. I followed
Tyrion's
him.
still at last right
I
now.
go.
Okay, Tyrion comes in last. Natural one. Whoa. Maybe a little too fast through the door.
13.
13. Okay.
12.
12.
Natural one.
Oh,
Yo, same.
oh no.
Oh, there you go.
Their eyes are
10.
broken.
10. Oh my
10
god.
for me.
16.
3.
16.
Saving
What
grace.
did Ivana get? You cut out because of the internet. Sorry.
23.
Oh.
Oh!
Jesus Christ! All right. So Orhana notices as Charnook is like, and Shalmir's like, "What? You okay there?" Completely distracted. Orhana surmises that the tables and chairs have been carelessly tossed across the floor, and she notices corpses. About a dozen men lie along the walls, their rapiers and daggers laying beneath them and nearby their bodies. The north side of the area seemed to have some stairs that lead up to the second level of the warehouse. Yervana, you notice figures hiding behind multiple crates inside this room, and they appear to be watching you all. Nobody else notices this, but you are very aware of 4 figures inside this room.
Are there any small stones on the ground around me?
The door opened, well, the warehouse floor.
There's rubble.
No, well, you hit a wooden door, but it's in
okay.
such poor condition. The floor of the warehouse would definitely have stones you could pick up or force up.
Can I pick up a few stones?
You sure? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, go
Alright, I'm
ahead.
gonna do that.
Okay,
Stones.
Can I use
Yeah, you can.
a spell?
absolutely.
I'm gonna use magic stone.
Okay,
Okay.
what does that do?
Turns the rock into a magic projectile.
You touch 1 to 3 pebbles and imbue them with magic. You or someone else can make a ranged spell attack with one of the pebbles by throwing it or hurling it with a sling. It's thrown, it has a range of 60 feet.
Okay.
Basically makes it a ranged weapon.
Okay, so you are you using that spell right now at one of the figures?
It lasts for like 1 minute, so she could like prepare it. I think is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
or are you
like, if
actually
I-
throwing them?
Do the magic on the pebbles and then I have them. I could use them if I need them.
Absolutely.
She's an earthbender.
So as you walk in, you see Ivana. She notices some figures and very nonchalantly and gracefully reaches down. It feels like she knows where these rocks are. Picks them up inside her hand, and you see her just sort of palming them. And she has this way. You've ever seen those magic ball things they do with the silver things? She starts doing that with the rocks, and they all start like start glowing different colors. One purple, one blue, but very faint. But you can see each one in yellow. They start glowing in her hands, and she's eyeballing left and right, looking. Now, you see her doing this type of stuff, but you're not putting together that she knows that there's people here because none of you rolled high enough perceptions. You're just like bodies. You, Iris, you're also like bodies.
Do I see a man that matches the description that we were looking for among the bodies?
You're just so blind right now.
Yeah,
Your
I'm like-
shield's in your face. Charnook smells really bad up close.
Could you?
Just not great. Not great. You have no idea really what's going on right now.
I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy on myself,
Okay.
Oh god.
and it'll be like, all right, give us the ginger dumb head.
So is that like just really loud yelling?
Yeah.
It is now.
That, in that it has multiple effects. The one I'm doing is gonna make my voice boom up to 3 times as loud.
Okay. Give me a second.
Did we get a warning, or is this just really loud?
My voice is just real loud for a second.
Oh Christ!
And I say that.
Multiple Christs, multiple gods.
You hear a human voice from the back of the room go, "Oh fuck!" And also you hear "fuck, fuck, fuck, fuck" inside the room. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Woo! Let's go. Oh, that's good. 15.
18.
What a wasted natural 20.
Wasted.
All right.
Is initiative an ability check?
Initiative.
What?
No, well, you get your dex
So
modifier
13.
to
Or
initiative.
no. Yeah, 13.
Well, if you're
On your
a bard,
sheet,
you
it should
just
say if
get
there's a plus to
awesome
your
stuff.
initiative.
No, I'm saying because I have exhaustion,
It's a
I
bard, you get half your
I
proficiency
have
bonus.
It's not a skill
advantage
check.
for
It's not a
skill checks.
No.
It's
It's
not a
not
skill
Bard,
a
you
check.
get half your proficiency bonus.
You just
to
you have
anything that
disadvantage in
you're
ability
not
checks. So no, you're all right.
proficient in. Maybe it's insane.
All right.
initiative
So
is
Plus 4. That's awesome.
20
It's
or 25 to 20 to 25.
it's half
Anybody?
20.
more than half. So
20 for me as well.
15.
18.
I said 20 to 25.
I'm
Give me
sorry.
a second.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
That's all right.
We were too busy talking about how cool bards are.
All right. 15 to 19.
18.
Okay.
15.
That would be. Okay. So then 10 to 14.
13.
I will have 13.
Okay.
Wow, name twins and initiative twins.
Aww.
These two.
Okay. 5 to 9. Does anybody left?
Oh shoot, I missed mine. 11.
11. All
You
right.
ruined it.
So that would be. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's everybody. Cool.
Finally. Let's punch some stuff.
All right.
Hello? Phone?
And okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
As you hear all those F words being thrown about, you. Let's see, who's going first? Shalmir and Euliris, you see peeking out behind half cover, small little hooded creatures with crossbows pointed at you. And I'm going to get the map going in just a moment, so let's transition. Oh, that's a mess. All right, that's not getting fixed right now. Okay, so that would be...
Command.
Oh, yeah. Command school. You can be pretty creative with that.
I know. That's the whole point of the character, should be creative.
You're doing great.
I'm doing good.
Okay, there's the yard.
That's where we just busted through.
Actually here. Yep, this door is the door you busted through there. Yep. Pillars or supports for the second floor. Stairs that you saw, the second floor there. And then boxes and barrels everywhere in this warehouse. Tables. Some more of these. Some of those.
I'm so immersed.
That's so clearly a crate.
Okay.
Where are the dead people?
Dead people are all here.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
And it's about 14 bodies.
14?
It's a lot of bodies.
Damn.
Jeez.
Voodoo nonsense going on here.
Put these
They're worshiping Cthulhu.
I think she just wants you to
Use your
put
boy.
him somewhere
I
else.
just need them not near me.
Away.
Uses the edge.
I was trying for the same. Dog's not there. It's safe to put them places. Yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
Which fancy read?
Just around the corner. So go past the laundry room and take a right. You're welcome.
Oh, so excited.
See,
Shadow clone jutsu.
Kagebushi no jutsu.
I cast shadow clone jutsu
Okay.
and make 60 clones of myself.
Well, you gotta.
You don't have the chakra for that.
Give me a
You're right.
Give me a performance check, Bucko.
I don't know. I don't know yet. Hold on.
Two parts.
It's a 12.
You move your hands like a jackass and nothing happens.
Shit. Oh, who's that? Is that Yvonne?
Ivana for now.
That's sick. No, you should keep
It's
that.
actually Nisa from Magic the
Oh,
Gathering.
okay. I was like, that's sick.
It is sick. So there's that.
That 3D printer is gonna be so cool.
It is gonna be really dope. I can't wait for it.
Tellius is cool.
Tellius is dope.
I love Tellius.
No, I love a fictional character so much.
I thought they were gonna be Jawas.
Jawas are a classic. Wish we're in it.
Yes.
It's not focused.
There's only 4?
I told you 4 figures. Yep, we should be good. Okay. So, Eulyrus and Shalmir. Since Shalmir had such a poor perception, I'm gonna give Eulyrus the first go here.
Sure. Alright, do I see any of
I think they both
those,
rolled natural ones.
No, he
little
was a 10.
dudes?
No, I rolled a natural one.
You can see them peeking behind half cover right now. These weird hooded figures. They're short.
Alright. So can I go around those crates to the one on my right?
Is that over here or over there?
No, over there, yeah. Wait, where am I? Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, go like that way.
10, 15,
Yeah, yeah.
20, 25, 30, 35. All right. You see a small beaked hooded figure with a
Okay.
crossbow pointed at you.
I know what's happening.
Alright.
Ah! This is exciting.
Jack, you're a nerd.
Yeah, he's in there.
I know exactly what's happening. This is so great.
All right. You gonna do anything now that you're staring an enemy in the face? Hi there.
I'm
I'm Eulyrus. Have you heard about my Lord and Savior history?
Hello, I'm Tiberius Stormwind
Draconia.
from Draconia. Yeah.
from Draconia. Yes, I will, I'm going to ask him to say, hey, what are you guys doing here? Who killed those people?
Give me an intimidation check.
Intimidation.
Hey.
Hey!
Yeah, I thought he was gonna end it at hey.
Hey, you! Oh no, the goblins are back. The turkey goblins.
I love them.
Intimidation. Probably not great. That is 15.
Oh man, I didn't see this going this way. Okay.
I'm gonna punch some stuff for you.
So, as you ask this, you see this little hooded figure put the crossbow down and start shivering a little bit, and you hear, still not looking up through its hood, in a dark, raspy Orcus accent, you hear, Xanathar sends its regards. It's an orc accent, but it also seems like it's so fear. There's just like this tremor in it. Doesn't seem to come out quite right.
Okay. So I'm assuming that was my action.
Yeah. Well, can you? Yeah. Yeah.
He made it
bit-
a skill check.
But then you have disadvantage because you have exhausted, so re-roll that.
Oh fuck.
Get wrecked.
Retcon.
We know too much.
I wonder if he still sent his regards. He still sent his regards.
12.
Still happens.
Hooray!
Yeah.
All
right. So if that's my action, I'll use a bonus action for insightful fighting.
Oh.
What does that
Which,
do?
as a bonus action, I can make an insight check against a creature against their deception check, and if I succeed, I can use a sneak attack against them without advantage.
All right.
Okay. But against their deception check, you said?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's a very specific ability.
So it's like if he knows their intention, he can get a sneak attack, basically.
Ow.
Yeah, he's like sucker punching.
Yeah, okay. So you're trying to sucker punch this thing, okay?
Well, it's not attack.
He's not attacking currently.
I'm not
He's just trying to
attacking.
get
So you're doing an
the
insight check.
bonus for what
So
he-
roll with
I'm
disadvantage.
basically doing insight.
You freezing hypothermic elf.
Is he elf?
Half elf.
Okay. Alright. Total of 20. That was with disadvantage.
He's nuts.
For an insight check?
Yep.
Seems truthful.
Okay.
Well, my turn's over. That was it.
Oh,
I can't
okay.
do anything else.
All right. It is now Shalmir's turn.
Strange.
I'm gonna run up to the one next to the one that he ran up to. I assume I am in range to run up there.
I believe so.
I'm just gonna stand over it, imposing, and say, "Drop your weapon."
All right. So you're gonna do another intimidation check.
Yep.
That's the other one, though, right?
Yeah, it's the
okay,
one
yep.
that's behind. Yeah.
So as you with your warhammer drawn, you bound over to the barrel where this little hooded figure, it just sort of looks up at you with its crossbow in hand. All right.
13.
13. It lowers its crossbow. Okay. Okay.
I'm not gonna use the bonus action. I'm just gonna keep staring at him.
All right. You can see it quivering through its coat. Okay, so that ends your guys' turn. It is now their turn. So I need to first. The
a combat
bird
scenario, kind of.
Fuck, not a bird. The hooded figure by
the computer.
Ulyrus
Yeah,
is no longer intimidated, and the one by Shalmir still is. So the one, each of them are going to take an attack. They're going to try with their crossbow. So one's going to shoot at Ulyrus. One's going to shoot at. Both are going to shoot at Tullius, because that's what the fuck is that thing?
I don't look like myself though. I'm just.
Oh,
guys,
you're right.
certainly,
You're right.
yeah.
So then it would be.
I'm just a gangly old man.
Yeah. So then they would. The shiny, pretty woman with a staff. They're gonna try and attack that one.
Yes, it was all part of the plan.
And the hulking guy that burst through the door. They're attacking.
Bring it.
So that is a 15 to hit on Ulyrus. Armor class, Ryan. What is it?
My armor class
Yep.
is 13.
All right, that hits, and then a 7 and a 6. I'm pretty sure that's not hitting
That's
either of you.
touch me.
Okay, so then I need to.
There's a 16.
Oh, it's plus 5 to hit. My bad. But still, those still aren't gonna hit. So, you take 6 points of piercing damage at point blank. Oh no, disadvantage is point blank range.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. That does not hit. Oh, look at this. All right, so
They're spooked.
all getting spooked from everything going around them. You just see a flurry of arrows getting shot around this warehouse, going in all these different directions. You see Yavanna. She has the rocks in her hand and actually pulls a quarterstaff out. She's holding right now, and just as one arrow is coming towards her, she just moves her head ever so slightly, toof, right by her head. Charnook sees the arrow coming up, and he's almost just like, and it misses, and you're like, like the disappointment of not getting engaged. And from point blank range, still tremoring, it sort of just, my arthritis gonna miss again, and just over the shoulder of Eulyris, the arrow goes into the wall. And everyone amazingly dodges this round. And the intimidated one is placing its crossbow on the ground and putting its hands up, and it will, again, in the same voice that you heard in the back, go, fuck! Okay, it is now Tullius's turn.
How close can I get to that one over there? All the way in the far back.
In the which far back?
Just moving as close as you can to him.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. He's 55 feet away.
What's your move?
30.
There you go.
Perfect.
You're within 15.
Yeah, you can see them both. 5, 10.
Is he holding a weapon or anything?
Both of them are.
And how close are they to each other? Are they within 30 feet?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 exactly.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna cast Command at 2nd level.
Okay, what does that do?
I'll read it to you, buddy.
Okay.
It's a Wisdom save of 14, and I speak one word, and the target, targets, it's both of them in this case, so they have to follow whatever one-word command I say. So I'm just gonna say...
Which two are you doing?
Both of those two.
The two that are,
Yep.
are not currently...
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, surrender.
You see the two figures come out, surrender! 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 As they walk out, surrender! And your voice being mimicked back to you as they're waddling toward your group.
Oh.
You round up.
I went better than I thought it would.
These individuals and combat has ended.
Oh my
What? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I'm gonna bust out my loot and just be like,
This
we
is
didn't kill everyone?
this is so foreign. I thought for sure you guys would never be able to adapt, and you did.
I'm so disappointed.
Charnook, could you roll a d20 for me just for your happiness level right now?
1.
You are fumingly disappointed nothing got smashed.
Didn't even get shot!
This has been the worst adventuring day of your adventure.
So boring!
This debatably is the worst day of your life, and you've had some pretty bad days, but this tops the cake in disappointment.
You were near boats. You didn't get to kill.
No, enough of that.
What's even the point?
Is it still really cold inside the warehouse?
Yeah, it's cold inside the warehouse. There's barely any light in here anyway.
I'm gonna walk over to Charnook and blow in his face again. But again, it still comes out from above.
Sure.
And he's just,
There are boxes near you that look breakable, and Charnook would probably be inclined to smash them in his anger right now.
If he's going to blow at me, I would swing at the source of the blow.
Okay.
Because his head's like down here.
Yep.
And okay.
So like devil magic, and you're trying to hit it. All right, make roll a d20 for attack, unarmed attack.
19.
That hits.
5 damage.
You take 5
What the
points
fuck, dude?
of melee bludgeoning damage, and you feel like a steel fist break into your snout. You get clocked.
Really?
Yes, really. You're role playing, aren't you? Don't give me that shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to hit the. You know what? I'm just gonna move over to the body and start smashing shit.
All right, so you guys see Charnook two-handed start smashing all the barrels, and you just see They're almost all of them are empty and full of hay. Like there's nothing in these things. So you're just breaking nothing at this point.
Can
I'm
I?
gonna start grabbing the hay.
Can I collect? Can
Swinging at the
I?
hay.
Yeah.
Can I?
It's totally not satisfying. Like you're swinging through this hay and there's like no give back. So yes, what are you doing?
Can I gather up all the crossbows?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
I want to
any-
grab the figure that's in front of me.
Yep, no, it's fine. Well, those two walked over. You got him meleeed. He's not gonna beat you. Give me a roll. Give me a roll, a courtesy roll.
Okay.
A courtesy roll.
That's a 5. So.
Oh.
The slippery one.
Oh, he's intimidated. No, you have advantage.
Oh. Okay.
Surrender.
Natural 20.
Take those.
You go down to grab him, and he just pick me up. He doesn't say that, but he gives you the old. All right, here
Oh,
we
you're
go.
so cute.
And you just pick it up, and as you pick it up, the hood falls back, and you see this big long bill on his face and this black fur. And give me a intelligence check.
Straight intelligence. Oh.
Yep.
4.
Oof.
What a weird looking creature. It's a big bird. What a big heavy bird. As you're marching this bird over to the crowd, the other one that took a shot at Ulyrus, seeing his entire crew completely beaten in seconds, just sort of... He's gonna try and run away. So what are you doing, Ulyrus, as he tries to bolt for it?
I'm gonna try to grab him.
All right, give me a dex check.
Dex.
Yeah, he's trying to...
As he runs away, do I notice this?
give me a perception check.
22.
You're noticing that this one puts you gather the crossbows and now doesn't have a crossbow. It's trying to beeline around Ulyrus. What's your dex there, buddy boy?
Just a straight dex check.
Yeah, well, yeah. Not saving throw. Plus all your modifiers, whatever it is.
Yeah, 13.
All right, you got a 9. So as he goes to run, you trip him. Poof, on the ground he goes.
Right on the beak.
All right, so
I
he's
feel
laying
bad.
prone on the ground.
I'd suggest you don't try anything stupid like that again.
Stupid! In your voice.
I would listen to my friend
Followers
here.
of Xanathar, you guys are pretty not.
Not. Xanathar. And you hear another voice, or just like, meh.
Who's Xanathar? It's a weird sounding dog.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't know about him.
Why are you here? I'm gonna talk to the one on the ground.
All right. In a thin, nasally voice, you hear, "Tie up the pretty boy in the back room.
Pretty.
Follow the yellow signs in the sewers."
Who hears this?
I mean, you're all whoever's by these birds right now.
Okay.
You can give me
You
a
work for Xanathar.
give me a history check for both Yavanna and Ulyrus.
Alright. With disadvantage. Of
Yeah,
course.
you freezing, you're shaking, you're like, I remember things.
I think. Why are you here?
Can I give you Lyrus a blanket?
You sure can. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
My first roll was a natural 20.
What was your second roll, though?
I haven't rolled yet.
Too bad. I don't care about that one.
Another one.
Yavanna?
Another one.
19.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, 17.
Okay. So Ulyrus is, as he sees these birds being unmasked, his teeth are chattering. He's like, oh, these, and then Yavanna's like, these are Kenku.
How many crossbows were there?
That's what I was gonna say.
What's a Kenku?
Does anyone?
Yavanna, do you want me like to tell you what a Kenku is? Kenkus are these birds that can only repeat what others say to them. You've had plenty of encounters with them inside your homeland. They typically are used to do the biddings of some of the underhanded nobles that you've run into. They're short little things. You've you've kind of run into some trouble with them in the past, but you've always been able, because of your size, just to basically laugh off any threats from them. So you can choose to communicate that information with the group or not. You don't have to repeat it. You can just say, I choose to communicate that.
Yes.
There it is. Everyone now knows how the Kenku work.
Okay, cool.
And Giovanna describes them to you, leaving out the
Really
note.
cool.
From the distance, sitting down, crisscross applesauce, still smashing boxes. That's cool.
Right. What do we do?
That explains why they think they're followers of Xanathar.
What do y'all think we should do with these bodies?
Holy shit! I didn't notice them earlier, and I'm like, what the hell?
There's blood everywhere. Shalamir's eyes go wide. Chernook looks over. Looks normal.
You see me get like visibly distressed.
Yeah.
Can I bring the Chernuk? Not Chernuk. What were the duck things called?
Kenku.
Can I bring the Kenku over with the others and then kind of like go down and try to investigate the bodies?
Sure. So you bring them over and you're shaking, but you're familiar. You've seen these creatures before, and that one ruin you went to.
That's right.
So as you are going towards there and bringing them over, and through your chattering teeth, what are you trying to ask them?
I'm gonna put my hand on Julius' shoulder real quick, and we can cast guidance.
Okay.
Guidance.
Does that?
Yeah, so you get to add a D4.
Okay.
On ability rolls.
Nice.
Next ability roll at least.
Now's not the time. Look at my blanket.
So I'm
Did you give
investigating
him a
the
blanket yet?
I didn't do that, but I can right now.
Okay. Well, yeah, just.
Okay.
Just.
Give me the blanket.
There you go. You looked a little cold.
Thank you. Whew. Much better.
Hey, you know
Give
what?
me a Constitution saving throw.
You know what? I'll sing you the warm me up song.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Warm me up, warm me up.
he
I
sings
really want to be warm. And that's a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
So he gets a D8 to add to that.
You have a D8 plus a D4 with disadvantage right now.
He's good.
It's a 3.
Come on. What did you roll for your Constitution saving throw?
Oh, okay.
With disadvantage.
Hang on.
I'm gonna investigate the room.
D8s.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
D4.
One moment. What'd you get?
Oh, did I say D8? I meant D6. Sorry.
D6.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. D6.
Are you using those D6s for your Constitution check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright,
You don't have to add it. You can add it after you see the outcome, by the way. You can save it for later if you want.
You can do the same thing with guidance.
That's fine.
Yeah.
13 for the Constitution saving throw.
With everything added?
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, that's rough.
That is rough.
Your speed is halved.
Oh my
Add
god.
another point of exhaustion.
Oh no.
It's
Seeing him do this, I'm gonna.
You're just taking out your anger on me.
I'm
This
not.
gets so-
It's like 30 degrees out and you fell in freezing cold water.
Seeing him get so cold, I am going to, in one hand, prepare firebolt to bring up some flames, and then I'm gonna use control flames and just like try and warm him up.
Okay. You can remove 1 point of exhaustion right now. So you're at 1 point of exhaustion at the moment. So you still have disadvantage. Okay, so what were you gonna do?
I was investigating the bodies.
Okay, give me a roll. Investigation with disadvantage as you're.
I want to give him guidance again.
All right.
After seeing him shiver so much and then more.
He seems like he knows what he's doing, but he definitely is
And I'm just
not doing
like,
well.
Come on, man, you're better than this.
Or Hana.
It was a 21 actually.
As you're checking out the place, you see the bodies.
Yes.
You notice the markings are on the necks of the dead individuals are that of what was on the door, which you remember to be the markings of the guy in the bar. That's all now connected in your head. As you're looking around the room, you notice toward the back, near the stairs, all sorts of discarded ropes and canvas, rips, splintered wood, smashed barrels, and as you peek over, you see a good-looking young man hiding behind these barrels. He has a beard and he has short hair, but they are brown. And you see him. Oh, fuck! It's the same fuck you heard earlier. As he starts getting up. Oh!
I'm going to shoot an arrow, like 6 inches to the side of his head, so he knows that like I see him and I mean business, but I don't want to kill him.
Oh my god.
Give me.
Oh fuck.
I have to probably like.
Yeah,
Like
give
an
me
attack roll, right?
give me an attack roll.
Okay.
She just kills him.
Alright, I think that's a 17.
Okay. Oh! Alright, I get it. Hi there. This is happening way off in the corner as you're all like by the bodies here. So she's way back there at this point. Give me a perception check.
You said there were weapons like strewn about by these bodies.
Yes. Daggers.
I'm gonna collect them all.
Okay.
Nice. Smart man.
There we are. I believe there are 4 rapiers and 6 daggers lying around.
Ooh, yeah, there we go.
That's money.
That's money.
Okay. And, okay.
10 perception.
10 perception as Charnu gets up, mad with his smashed boxes. He sort of hears an off fuck, but he can't really make it out. He thinks it's coming from the Kenkus.
Oh. Should I roll for that too?
You can do whatever you want. You're right now. Your focus is on Eulyrus right now. So
chilling with Eulyrus and the bodies.
What did you roll, by the way, on your investigation check, Eulyrus the Cold?
28.
With disadvantage?
I rolled an 18 and a 17.
Plus 11?
That's nutty.
What did you do?
Oh, Jesus.
You let this happen.
From a child, he was brought up
fun.
as
Okay.
a historian.
Okay. As you investigate,
Investigation is all
it becomes abundantly clear to you that this was a scuffle between the Xanathar Guild and the Zentirum Guild inside the city. You've sort of pieced this all together through the streets, the conflicts, and the 2 major warring factions. These were all Zentirum that were killed, and they were probably, as you walk over to where the chair is, still like all the smashed stuff in the middle, chattering your teeth, this is probably, and you're announcing this like to everybody as you go, where they brought Flume. But he doesn't seem to be found anywhere, and you notice there was a couple, 2 bodies brought here, and the scuffle between the Zentirum and the Zendathar caused all this ruckus to happen, and it would seem that the Zendathar were the ones to win this entire encounter. And that's what you get from your investigation.
Excellent deduction, my good sir.
As he's going through this, Tyrion gets like visibly pale and somber.
Everything all right, lad?
So yeah, I thought this was gonna be more like a let's intimidate these guys. I wasn't signing up for joining the turf war. That's not my realm.
Now's not really the time, but could you explain the turf war later?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
We don't have
thanks.
to join the turf war. We just gotta find Flint.
But he's involved in it now.
Well,
And
Can I tell if these Kenku, like how old they are?
That would be an intelligence check.
I'm bad at those.
it's one thing if we're messing with some wannabe
8.
They look like little kids. Oh, they're cute.
some wannabe worshippers of Xanathar. But it's another thing if we're facing the guilds proper.
oh, that's it. Oh, I want one.
Where's the... Oh, yeah, I gotta get out of fight mode here. Let's go to D&D overlay. There we go. Kenku. That's what a Kenku looks like. Little buggers.
Bipedal crow.
You're
Well, Tyrion,
yeah.
perhaps it would be best to rid the city of the filth.
Filth, not filth, not filth, filth. No, fuck.
I think you're overestimating your abilities in this situation.
Perhaps. But we have more than just me.
Right, we have me.
I think
Yeah.
you're. I think
Who are you
are-
again? You're still this guy.
Yep, still this random guy.
I think you are vastly naive if you're gonna get involved in this gang war.
I have faith.
Right, well, the least we could do is untie this guy and bring him back to Voldo.
What guy?
Oh, right.
Yep.
Crap.
Wait,
Forget I said a thing.
Tyrion. If this city is so big on their rules, then how can two huge crime syndicates be this powerful?
That's a history lesson, and we'll have to go over that at another time.
We'll do it later then.
As you can probably guess, there's a lot more to this city than meets the eye.
Right.
I'm gonna turn to the Kenku and say, have you seen a man with red hair?
No time to loot the place. Get him to the boss. Get him to the boss. The other one, follow the signs. Follow signs. Yellow signs.
Yellow signs.
As they're just kind of
Yes,
squawking.
one of the Kenku mentions following yellow signs to the sewers or in the sewers where they tied up a pretty man.
Sounds like it might be him.
Do I see any yellow signs?
You're just staring at gunpoint basically with the other guy right now. What are you doing?
So I walk over to him and I'm gonna start moving him. Yeah, my
Yeah.
3 foot tall self. Yeah.
Yep.
I draw a dagger. I'm trying to get him towards at least the other group. He
Seems
seems like he's cooperating.
you're a rude one. Okay. Oof. All right, and so you get him towards the group.
Yeah.
You
Please
see-
come talk to us. Let us know what's going on around here. We have some questions.
Okay. Oh, they're still here. You see the Kenku? Pretty boy. Pretty boy. Pretty boy. Not him. Not him. Get back. Get back. Fuck!
Right. Hello, who are you?
One moment. I want to see if I have the description of him. I should have it.
Crikey. I seem to have dropped the pretzel, Lee. Could you get a pretzel? It might be under your chair.
Yes,
yeah, right there.
Get the pretzel. Do you want the same pretzel?
Nay. Thanks. I love NPCs.
As he comes out, you can tell he's visibly upset by the grime and lingering stench of the bodies in here, and you actually start getting the smell of pickled herrings. It's just
Pickled what?
herrings. No, off the entire area. Like you burst in here, and now you're starting to smell what's actually being kept at this warehouse. As he approaches you, he's speaking with grace and great articulation, that of clearly a noble. He has this green cape on, and all of his clothing look very expensive, and like a stylist picked them out. And he approaches the group with Orhana's dagger in his back as she's pushing him forward toward the group. Sees the Kenku, and he's just like, "Well, this is quite a lot. Hello there.
Hello.
You're pretty old. What are you doing in a group of people like this?"
I was coerced.
Me too. By the little one.
Little one.
Unbelievable.
See the one with the dagger? Yeah. She's a bugger, ain't she?
I took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, bugger. Slumming it up. I love it.
I just give this guy a dirt look.
Roll an intelligence check, Tyrion.
after he said that, I think I'm gonna like peek my head out behind and just kind of glare.
Hardcore 2.
Hardcore 2.
Oh no.
So metal.
What a guy. This guy's kind of a dick. Why would he say something like that, jerk face?
I'm going to ask him. Are you never member?
Someone with class here. Yes, I absolutely am. He leans into you. Could you get me out of here? I don't know what's going on. I've been stuck in here for like a week, I think, and it's been terrible. The mishap, and I need to get out of here.
How long has it been since I cast Disguise Self?
At least an hour.
Oh, it's gone now.
As it's happening, Charnook, give me a perception check. 10. In front of your eyes, the old man disappears, and Tullius appears back in front of you.
I'm familiar with this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
You're back. He doesn't see you yet, as he's leaning into Eulyris.
Can I insight check him just to make sure
You
he's
can do whatever you want, dude.
sure?
This is Dungeons and not Dragons. Dungeons and Dungeons.
Dungeons and Dargons.
Dungeons and Dungeons.
Dungeons and Dargons. Yeah. Good game.
The old
So
favorite.
that's 13 for insight.
Finally, it's not like 28.
He's with his noble smile. He's so friendly. He is clever with the courts, and you have no idea if he's being straight with you. You're not a fan of these type. They could be telling you a journey or being completely honest. You have no clue.
Okay. Were you brought here with someone?
Yes, my good friend Floon.
Floon.
Yes.
You
Do you
guys are
know
friends?
We're actually looking for him.
You look. Oh, this is wonderful. I feel terribly guilty about what happened. I think they mistaked him for me. I can't. I mean, that's a stretch. But what are you gonna do with these little? I start nipping at him. Not very smart. These type. The Kenku. You said Kenku. They keep nipping at him. Would you stop that? So we're all friends then.
While he's not looking, I'm going to try to cast it again.
Okay, go ahead and try. He's slowly turning as you're casting, so...
Okay. Do you want me to do a check for that?
Yeah. Oh, do you even need to? Is it cantrip, or what is it?
Well, it's a spell,
Spell
but
slot.
like, it's one action, so,
No, you're good. Then you're gonna... You teleport it. You change again. You see it, though. You're just watching, like... You change it. And just the math equations... Spurs.
Are they tied up right now?
No, they're not tied up
I
at all.
will tie up the Kenku.
Oh, with what? Do you have rope?
I have rope, yeah.
All right, so you pull out rope and
Push
give
them all
me
together.
give me a strength check.
destroys the Kenku.
What? 20. You break two of their arms as you. They start running like, come here, like chickens. No, totally, like unwarranted, out of nowhere. It's like my dog when I try and catch her. She's like, just instant panic out of nowhere, and all the Kenku are like squirming and shit. And you're wrapping them up.
It was a little bit fun for him. It's the first time he's done anything remotely violent the entire time he's been here.
Oh my god.
Okay, well that happened.
Oh man.
They're plop them down in the middle of the bodies.
Okay, they're. I mean, okay, they're surrounded by bodies, and they just start looking around like,
Could you put them somewhere else, maybe?
Why?
else, maybe. Yes. Fuck.
It's a bit disrespectful to the dead people.
I'm gonna turn to the douchebag and I'm gonna be like, why are you involved with the gangs?
The gangs.
The gangs.
The gangs.
The gangs.
Gangs, you say? I'm not involved with them. They're. Oh, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, stupid. and they have mistaken me for my father, which is equally stupid. I haven't talked to him in over 10 years, but he was traveling to Neverwinter, and wouldn't you know it, for some reason they think I would know about his dealings or what's going on. Honest to God truth, I'm telling you, I have no idea what they're after. I don't get why they would try and see me, and we all know my father's no longer an open lord, so he holds no power. Holding me ransom is a worthless, besides my good looks. I mean, there's nothing worth that you can really ransom me off to. They have such strict policies here in Waterdeep, it would never happen.
Do I believe him?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
While that's happening, I will move the Kenku per Tullius's request.
You grab
15.
them like
By the rope.
beer cans, just by the rope though. So it's just like a couple, and you have like 4 of them, almost like a bowling ball deal type of thing. And you're just, where do you want to take them?
I will pop them down somewhere like over here
Mm-hmm.
and just take all of the shards of the crates and just kind of push them, make a little nest for them.
As you're doing this, they're like, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. They're you hear your voice coming out of them, and that's we don't question it. Okay, as it comes down. Okay,
That's great.
makes sense. So what'd you roll?
15.
Okay, give me 1 second to check my
Shifty
appendix.
bastard.
What'd you roll? If anybody else did an insight check.
7.
7. Oh, you think he's truthful, that's for sure.
Shite.
Where's Appendix B?
It's right
There's
after
Appendix
A.
B. I found it. Now I gotta find his name.
Oh, a wasted natural 20.
Feels bad, man.
Don't do that.
All my other rolls have been great tonight, so I can't complain.
That's
No,
true.
no. He said he was. He said he was in here. Where is he?
I
Okay.
believe it. It's in there.
Oh, there.
Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah, that's what he looks like.
I was kidding.
Oh shit, I'm wrong. He has red hair as well.
Oh,
Oh, so
What
he
if
looks
we
just
think?
like the guy.
Yeah, he looks just like
that
Floon.
makes sense. Why?
I thought so, but the descriptions were different in the book. That's all right. So that's what he looks like.
Never met.
Alright.
All right.
So this is not the Nevermember who was a lord. This is the Nevermember who was his son.
It's his
Yes,
son,
it's his son,
yeah.
and they haven't spoken.
He's a junior.
Yes,
Never
yes.
remember Junior.
He goes, "Where are my manners? I'm Rainier Nevermember. What are your names?"
Varian. Pleasure.
Varian. Give me a deception check.
I'm gonna deceive the heck out of this guy. 16. No?
Your real name,
Baron von Draco.
Baron von Drago. Thank you for your honesty. He starts looking around the group.
I'm like,
You're not
I'm
there.
over
You're not there. My little
Savvy friend. What's her name?
host. Do you have a name?
Or Hana. And I put away my dagger before this point.
So we're on talking terms. Fantastic. And you lot starts gesturing to you four.
Did I believe him or did I trust him?
It's tough to tell. He's pretty trustworthy though. Like you're feeling like he's pretty honest about this.
I am Shalmer Staltadana. We searched for your friend. Floon, you said. You know him.
I do. We were drinking buddies old at the old dark inn there, and we had to.
You were
quite
taken
a-
with him then?
I was. I think they mistaken me for him. We both are such dashing, good-looking
And
individuals.
you saw where they took him.
Which one is it?
I saw the Xanathar take him, but your little Kenku friends, they probably took him to Xanathar's lair, because that's where they would take me if they were trying to interrogate me for whatever daft reasoning.
And for what reason do you believe they would take him?
Well, they took him, mistaking it for me, like I just
Right.
said.
Yes. But why would they want to?
Oh, because my father's an open lord. I don't know why he's an open lord.
Why?
Right.
Was.
But now that he holds no power, what use do you have?
That's what I can't figure. I have no idea why they would get me caught up in all of this.
Is it money?
It's always money. Always money. Rumors about things my father did, probably. Who knows?
These Kenku speak of a yellow sign. What do they mean?
I would wager if we, looks around, could find some of the nearest sewer drains and drop down, they're pretty sharp about marking their whereabouts if you know the right places to look. The only problem is they change them on rotation so often.
What, you want us to go to Zenithar's lair?
Well, I do feel guilty.
Are you joking?
He is not up for this, that's okay. It would seem that
You
I have
are
more.
insane if you want to go there.
If that's how you feel, but I don't.
Show me the way, young lord.
Bravery from somebody, unlike. I don't expect common folk to show any or exhibit bravery by any means. I owe Floon this. It wasn't his way to go. That's all right. I will show you the way.
I see my homies piecing out. I'll start walking with them.
Are we all leaving? Is that what's happening? Is that what you're doing?
Is there anything else to check out in this warehouse?
I don't know. Why don't you give me a first entrance?
Anything upstairs?
You can go check.
All right.
Surprise, more enemies.
Okay. And then the
10 versus 1.
I'll go upstairs too.
A full-sized adult dragon.
What am I doing? Perception?
Yeah.
Dargon.
19.
19. You notice stairs at the back, so then you go up the stairs. And the second level seems to have more stacked crates that overlook the main warehouse. It gives you a great view of the whole place.
Nice,
you
lovely
notice outside the windows now, too, with lanterns, a whole bunch of city guard rushing up toward the side. And you hear some whistles being blown as they're coming toward the doors.
Can I yell out to my companions? Looks like we have company coming in.
You guys hear that. He shouts that, and it's very audibly clear. You see all sorts of junk up there, lots of cloth, spoiled olive oil. It seems like the Kenku were picking this place clean of food and anything they could eat while they were standing in here. Okay. I see a lot of rats skittering about.
Okay. Anything else?
Not that you see, no.
Nothing of value?
No, not really.
All right. I'll go back downstairs.
Okay. As you do, the doors open up just as you guys start to be making your way out. And
You mean they walk through the hole?
yeah, you're right. They walk through the hole, and you see the familiar face of Captain Staggett walk through. What's this now? Oh, it's you all again. What's the matter? What's about? As he starts coming over, and all the City Watch start coming in and trying to secure their positions. They see the Kenku and everything, and just before anybody has a chance to say anything, Nevermember looks up and goes, Captain Staggett! What a relief to see you. I was just saved by this merry group of individuals. Wow, timing's incredible these days. How are you doing? And you see Captain Staggett just... Rainier, what's the type of you lot doing down here at this hour of the night? And Rainier responds, it would seem I was mistaken. A good friend of mine was stolen away from me, and here we are. They tried to grab me and another one of these Xandathar skirmishes. I believe that's what they pinned these birds over there, being the Kenku, I think they called it. You see Staggett. Yeah, we've been hearing a bunch of reports about them. They started seeing the bodies everywhere, and some of the guys are now moving the bodies. They're checking them, and they're all saying, and one looks over, they got the mark, sir. It's checking out. All right. Well, we are always a friend of the Watch, my good Nevermember. So if you say what is true, it seems true to me. Keep it off the streets, as I always say, and everyone be on your way. Thank you for your services. Stay out of affairs. Let those guilds do their thing, those syndicate. Keep them away from us, and let the City Watch handle these matters.
I trust this guy?
Absolutely.
Go ahead and roll.
Inside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he seems honest.
11.
He seems very respected too. I mean, even after the way Rainier was treating you guys, he seems to give this captain respect that he didn't give any of you the time of day. Okay. So, everybody starts walking away then, I guess, at this point.
Yep.
What time
Yep.
is it? Yeah, okay.
Oh, what time is it?
Late.
Yeah, it's about, we're about to end.
Oh, like actual time.
Yeah, yeah. So it's late at night, and as you guys are walking out, what are you doing now? Are you going to track Floon? Are you not? What's happening?
I'm kind of. I think I've had enough excitement for tonight. I think I'm gonna head home and take another go at this. So.
Okay.
I would like to, get something dry.
We should take care of you, Lyris. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That you make a good point.
Ivana, what are you doing?
Bangs her
think
quarterstaff
we should
down. Sorry, go ahead.
Try to find the sewer drain.
I think we can wait till tomorrow. Don't you agree?
Perhaps we could find an inn near a,
Maybe you guys should hear more about the city
Yeah,
before you
yeah.
try and go after this delve into something that's bigger than you are.
Would you?
I have been sent
yeah.
this way. I have no restraints in following my orders.
I don't think anything's bigger than Charnock.
I think you're right.
I agree.
You'd be surprised.
Tyrion, would you be interested in giving us a little history lesson either tonight or tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we could go back to my place. It'll be a tight squeeze, but I could host us for at least a night.
At least a night. Oh, free lodging.
That's
Nice.
very kind of you. Thank you.
Much obliged.
Yeah, why not? We're in this together.
Yeah.
Ivana, do you take up that offer? Do you go back home? Do you continue your search? Or you think you're going to hang out with these crazy kids?
These crazy
I
kids.
think I'll hang out with these people.
We're just a couple
Yeah.
of wacky guys.
That is definitely your attitude is still reserved as you're trying to measure up all these people. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Everyone deciding to go back to Tyrion's place to rest up before they figure out what to do with Floon in the morning. So there you go. Woo!